Sims and Leon, your mom's favorite podcast. Trust me, I'm a mom.
So after our episode with the Leaky, after we posted that one, we decided we were going to do another ad campaign for it.
Yep.
It was by far our best one yet. We figured out our audio problems. We flowed very well with her.
Fired the last producer.
Yeah, fired the old producer. Now we got the OG Rooster producing us again.
Yep.
Rooster the producer.
Rooster producer.
Oh, yeah. This bitch is here again.
Yeah.
Shalbee's here.
Welcome to the party.
Yep.
The Shallbee was just a little bit late today.
Only like 40 minutes late. It wasn't
But I
too
came
bad.
with treats. I came
Yeah,
with
you brought
my
We're only an hour off schedule, but it's all right.
Bloody Maria's.
So that same guy I was telling you about,
Yeah, spam.
spam.
Uh-huh.
First of all, he liked the post,
Mm-hmm.
like, or maybe it was a laughy thing at the post. I don't know. He did something, and then somebody commented on it, and then he started commenting again. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's back. I'm like, all right.
Oh, you're talking about the new ad.
The new ad.
The new ad,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So we put a new ad for the Leaky episode. So we
Right.
tried to get more people to this one, and the ad was actually sponsored by Elena Sims.
That's right.
So, and I've told this guy, like, or I didn't like talk to him personally, but respond to someone's message like, "Hey, man, we talked about you in the last episode. You should take a listen." And then he just posts something like, "You're dumb." It's just stupid memes, stupid gifs.
He doesn't post words, right?
He has. I don't know if he can.
gifs.
I don't think he can like actually type out words.
Probably not. Yeah.
I don't think he understands how that works. Maybe he just doesn't have a keyboard and he can only search. You know, I don't know. I don't know where
Maybe
he's
maybe he has a
posting
picture
from.
keyboard where he just like pushes pictures. It's like a pop-up book, but just pictures.
Like he's got the mentality of like a gorilla when they're teaching a gorilla how to do stuff, and he just pokes pictures.
Yeah.
I
And
understand
like,
that,
oh,
yeah.
picture, and then he'll get stuck on one and post like 12 times in a row. I was like, oh, this guy's awesome. So I told him we talked about him, but we didn't use his name. So I guess we could, if someone goes to the post, they see it, they'll probably know instantly who it is.
Yeah.
We'll say his initials,
Okay.
J-O.
Okay.
So like the J-O King. I guess let's give him a nickname.
Yeah.
We'll use his initials, and basically similar to his name. So his name starts with J. It's 4 letters.
Okay.
So let's call him Jack.
All right. I'm good with that.
And then, have you seen what his last name is on there?
I have not.
I won't say it, but it's pretty much the opposite of off.
Okay.
So I think that's a fair nickname for him, right?
You know, I'm thinking jack
Jack
off
off.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So this Jack Off, he responds to everything I do. I could get on there right now and post something. He'll respond to it.
Man.
I almost want to
it's-
test that theory.
So
It's
he's a true
guaranteed.
troll.
He's a true troll, but and he still doesn't realize. And I explained it to him over and over and over. All you're doing is causing more people to see this.
Well, not only that,
Like
but
you're benefiting our ad by making it organically spread because you're adding comments to it, which
he's
makes it
only
seem popular.
just proven you're worth something. Like if he has
Yeah.
enough time to like talk crap already.
And I feel like in his mind, he thinks he's really bothering me. Like he's getting to me. Like, oh, I'm going to get him. This Jack Off, he's going to get me so good. Every time I post something, he's going to respond and jab it right in me. Y'all suck, blah, blah,
What
blah.
do you think you're doing? Crying in the shower? Like while you're like sitting there like reading these? Like
And it's funny because I'll respond to like with the 2 quick sentences, but kind of making fun of him. I think one time I told him he's like a caveman. He only speaks in hieroglyphics. So it's, you know, he can't really spell words. He can only communicate in pictures and drawings, which is basically what he does. And like we talked about, what was that one gorilla that was Robin Williams' friend? Coco the gorilla. Knew
I don't know.
you could name anything, and I'd be like,
gorilla-
yeah, that sounds great.
Coco the gorilla knew like 200 different words in sign language. That's like this guy. He
Except
knows-
in like me.
He knows 200 different gifs that he can post, and then so he rotates those in and out. And some are like garbage. Like one of my favorite ones, I literally laughed at it when I saw it. And I've seen it before. It's like what we said last week with Jorge. Even when you know the punchline, the thing can be so funny.
Yeah.
It's funny every time. So it's the one with the garbage truck that reaches out to pick up the trash can.
Yeah.
Goes to throw it, and the lid doesn't open, and then when it flings it back down, just trash goes everywhere.
I haven't seen that
was
one,
like,
but now I
oh.
want to.
When I saw that, it was so funny. So yeah.
So he has some quality. He has some quality good
He
stuff
does.
in there.
But what sucks
But again,
is,
it's somebody else's work, though. He
It
can't
is.
even use his own work. He can't form his own like insults against you. He just uses somebody
Posts the
else's good
picture.
job
and I guess,
to like try to beat you down. Quotes.
and I even complimented on that. And told him like, dude, that's a really good one. That really made me laugh. And I told him, even no, I've seen it before. It's quality.
Yeah.
And then he didn't post that one again. The rest of them he posts 12 times, 10 times each. So I guess he did get under my skin a little bit.
Well, if
But-
you really wanted to get to
Well, I
us,
think you more or less got under his skin because he didn't post that one again. And he was like,
he's like,
he liked it.
He
no.
liked it, which I love all of them.
Well, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. He'll stop trolling.
I have told him.
yeah.
I've literally told him multiple times.
I love your memes.
Like,
Thank you, sir.
I don't know. I just tell him like you're benefiting us so much.
You were
because-
my number one fan,
so
and
we're-
thank you.
Yeah, so we're
As
at,
of right now, he is.
yeah, and we're at 300 comments on there because of him, which it spreads it a lot. I mean, every comment pretty much adds. It exposes it to 2 more people.
Yeah.
Right.
So if we get up to 300, that's another 600 to 800 people that it's getting exposed to. So that's pretty
So-
cool.
So if I start commenting just kind of like mediocre memes at you, can I get a nickname?
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the biggest problem though. It also only reaches out to people like him, like his friends, people that like the same things. Which it's podcast and stuff like that we're focused on. So it should be people that are interested in some kind of podcast.
Right.
So it's really
It's a niche. You have to find
And-
within the niche.
yeah.
Of it.
So if we can get you commenting all the time, we'll get to more demographic of your demographic, which is the opposite of his.
I don't know if you want my demographic.
He's like old man.
I'm not
He's
sure.
like yeah. He's like old white man demographic.
Oh, I'm kind of like old white man, but
she's,
not.
She's getting, yeah, she's close to it.
You're close, but I don't know.
Sometimes that's my demographic, and then it changes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my drink's very good.
If this guy really
I'm happy
wanted to
with
troll us, he would email us at simsleon@gmail.com
Yeah.
and then be able to get to us a little bit quicker. But
No, he doesn't want to do that
doesn't wanna do
because
that.
nobody
Well-
else sees it. He wants just the
and he might not be able to spell it to be put in the
touche.
email.
No,
Unless you
again,
can put
yeah.
a meme into the like send box, like he won't know. He won't know how to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get we'll find a email GIF to post to him with the link on it. See if that'll work. Communicate in his words.
Is he following y'all?
I don't know.
Can you
I
look
would
that up and
assu-
see if he's following? Because that would be the best. Be like, not only do you like help promote us,
Yeah.
but at the same time you're following us too. So you're helping us in that algorithm as well. So thank you so. You know what, Jack off. Thank you for being great.
I would assume he is
And
following
consistent.
because as soon as we posted the Leaky episode,
He started commenting, right?
well, somebody commented on it, and he commented on their comment.
So unless it's just like in his recently played, depending on how he's like, where is he commenting on it at? Like what?
Is it the sponsorship?
No.
It's not. It's
So
actually,
the one where you have 300 hits or comments, that's the sponsorship one.
Okay.
But he also commented on the actual episode post,
oh, okay. Gotcha.
not the promoted one. Just the
Gotcha.
episode pops up. You know.
Just the one that normally pops up on the wall.
Yeah.
So that means, yeah, then he has to be following it.
And I guess yeah. So what's really weird is on desktop with Facebook, you can't listen to it on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Only on the mobile apps,
Huh.
which is kind of weird. That's why we have to put links to it, and we can't promote a video because it could only promote on mobile apps.
Oh, okay.
We can make an ad and link the video. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, a little bit.
No.
No,
No.
All right. Enough talk about this jack
Yeah,
off.
but-
Maybe.
we're gonna get
So-
off Jack off.
So you were telling me, speaking of jack offs,
Whoa.
you were telling me something that happened with your car. What's
Oh
going on
my
with your car?
goodness. How far back do you want to go? So that I was.
Did
a
you
little
have
bit,
to be jumped off?
So we're going from jack off to jumped off.
I just
Yeah, so I was a little bit late today. It wasn't just Shallbee because my car wouldn't start. But it's a problem that happened before, and I knew it's not a hard fix. But I'll start the story from when it first began, back in August.
all right.
So it's been a while.
It's been a few months.
In August, well, yeah, I was telling that order. So in August, me and some friends go to Vegas for one of my friends' birthday. Me and one of my friends ride to the airport together.
Yep.
I pick her up. Our flight was leaving early, so I pick her up. We're in Vegas for 3 or 4 days. Come home, and it's kind of late at night, but not like super late. Probably like it's still sunlight out.
Yeah.
But right on that brink of where it's going to get dark pretty soon. Probably like at 7:38.
I don't know what it's like in Vegas anymore.
We're in Texas now.
Oh,
We
yeah,
flew
around
back.
7.
We landed. Yeah.
Around 7 it starts getting
Yeah.
dusky.
That's why when you're on a podcast, you don't get on your phone so you can actually listen and follow along.
I
Called
was
out.
telling them I have to go. I have to put my full focus in Jack off.
Yeah. So
Jump off. We're back to jump off.
kinda.
Yeah. All right.
So I get to my car. You know, we both checked bags. She's checking a bag, so I'm going to check a bag too because if I'm waiting anyways, might as well.
yeah.
So we get our bags, get to my car, get unlocked, just fine. Get in there, go to start it, dead. Like son of a bitch. And we're at the airport that's further away from all of my family that lives here. And it wouldn't have mattered. Either airport's about minimum 40 minutes away,
Right.
you know? It's not like someone can get there quick. And she's like, I think we can probably get someone here to to give us a jump start. It's like, hold on. Then I remembered. It's like in Patch Side Door, it's like, hand me that flashlight. It's like, flashlight. It's like, yeah. So literally 2 weeks before that, my pops gave me a flashlight that can jump start a car.
There you
What?
go.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, they make batteries in small sizes now.
Yeah. And it's funny because
Good things and big things come in small packages.
it's funny because he's been telling me for about 6 months that has one of these for me. He's like, I gave you one. I was like, I don't
You
think
called
so.
out and said,
You're like,
I
no,
was
you
like,
have not.
I do not have one. Then I was over at their house one day. He opens up like the middle console on their sofa.
Oh shit!
And
There's
it's in there.
yours.
It's like, oh, there's yours.
Did they have your name written on it or anything, or you just?
No, he just knew it was mine.
Oh, okay.
He was like,
So,
yeah, because
like-
his is probably in his like glove box, and
like
he's
they-
just like,
so-
oh shit, I meant to get this to him.
That's right.
last time.
They gave my niece a pink one, so they knew that. They gave my nephew, I don't remember what color his one, but it doesn't matter. Gave one of my brother-in-laws one, and then I didn't have one. But then he found, he's like, oh, I guess we didn't give it to you. That
I
was
guess I'm
literally 2 weeks before. So I'm like, all right, let's test this thing out. And sure enough, boom, car starts right up. I was like, all right. So I was thinking maybe I left something on,
like a
battery's
light or
dead.
something.
So go home. The next day, I'm going to play golf. What was it that day? Yeah. No. I'm getting my story. I'm jumping ahead too quick. So then I'm thinking maybe it'll charge up. It's a long drive home.
Right.
I get home. The next day it starts up, but didn't really want to. So I go to work. When I'm at work, it doesn't start.
Right.
So I pull out my flashlight again, start it back up. All right. So I'm like, tomorrow I'm going to take care of this problem. Go get a new battery. So I go to start my car. It doesn't start. I go to should I say the names of these places?
It's up to you. I don't care.
I go to one auto shop, and I did not want to change out the battery myself. I was like, if I'm buying this, because then,
You're buying the service, like it's, you're buying the install as well.
and I can change out the battery. I've done it myself before.
You just don't want to.
I don't want to.
It's the principle of it. I have the means to be able to take care of it,
I
or
pay
they can.
for convenience. So I go to the first one, and this
Have you met
guy.
America? Fast food.
So I asked this guy, I tell him what kind of car I have. He's like, need a battery for it. He's like, all right, we got this one, this one, this one. I was like, yeah, give me that one, whatever it is. Like, and I was asking him, like, do y'all install them? He's like, yeah, we can do that. And he pulls it up. And he's like, oh, well, this says the installation is complicated. They recommend that you take it to a dealership. I was like, it's not complicated. I've done it before. Then right when I said that, I was like, he's going to say, well, then just fucking do it again.
He's like, well, then if you've done it, you do it
If
this
you've
time.
done it, then you know how.
Don't be a jack off, sir.
And then I'm like, you know what? I'll just go to a different place. And I left, and I go outside. Car wouldn't start.
Well, I guess I'm doing it myself, sir.
So I pull out my flashlight again. Car starts right up. And I'm thinking to myself, when it first started happening, I was like, it's really cool to tell the story that I have this flashlight that can jumpstart a car.
Right. Yeah.
It's neat. But now I'm like, it's not as cool as not having to use a flashlight to start your car every fucking time you're doing it. So I go to the next place, and there's this, and it's all women working there. Like, there's not one man working there.
I really hope this story ends with them doing it for you. Keep going.
So I go up to this real sweet, I would say probably 18-year-old girl, and I ask her the same thing. It's like, do y'all install? She's like, let me go take a look at it. So it pops up.
She's like, oh, this is easy piece of shit right
yeah,
here.
she goes, yeah, I can do that. No problem.
She looks
So
at you
like-
like, why the fuck can't you?
So then she's like, I also recommend you buy these little rings and this goo, and it's like,
Corrosion.
whatever, you're putting this in, whatever makes it easier
Upsell
for
it,
you.
I don't care.
So then this other lady that's an older lady, she's like old, but she's probably my age old, tells the girls like, you can just give them tools to do it. She's like, no, I want to do it. And I'm like,
So she's trying to push it back on you.
she's trying to push it back on me. So then my hood's open, she's getting the battery ready, and the lady walks by, she's like, that hood's basically under his dash. You sure you want to do it? And she's like, yeah, there's this thing comes out and the battery slides forward. I was like, it does?
I did this
like-
myself last
So
time.
this chick's schooling you on it.
Yes.
My
So
favorite
she's
part
over
is
there.
how many times did you like try to insert there? I've done this before. I just didn't want you to today.
But I
Like,
have done it before, and it was so fucking hard. That's why I wanted someone to do it this time, because it is like under my windshield. Like you have to reach back in there.
And
But
she
then
was like, oh no, here's a
she's like-
button.
she takes the screw. I was like, why is she taking that screw out? And she pulls the little plate off and slides right out. I was like, oh.
I got it from
Wow.
here. I got it from here.
Oh, yeah. Now I can do it. Now that you showed me all the tricks. So she changed it out, and
it can be complicated. Like that means that the other place didn't know that. Like they didn't
Yeah.
know that there was a button
There's
that
like-
this 18-year-old chick did know. Did you tell me this actually ends with you now going back to the other place and be like, by the way, complicated,
So,
not for an 18-year-old chick.
I
though.
really wanted to, but then I'm like, what does that say about me?
Yeah.
Like that takes a little punch out of my man card.
So were you waiting outside the car watching her do it, or were you waiting inside the car?
Were you
No, I
holding
was-
the flashlight that you used to jump it off for her?
Yeah, I was holding a flashlight so you could see everything. No, I was standing next to her talking to her and stuff, and yeah, it was. So that's where this is still back in August.
It's good stuff.
A couple of months ago, I did something on a Saturday.
Probably playing golf.
No. We had our fantasy draft. It wasn't too far after that. So September. No, that's not right. It doesn't matter. But it's somewhere in there. I'm going to meet my dad to play golf on a Sunday. I remember Saturday I didn't drive anywhere. I distinctly remember that because I go to my car, it unlocks, I turn the key, and it doesn't start. Like, son of a bitch.
I just
Like
bought this.
like everything just dies.
Yeah, like not even a clicking noise. It's just like
Yeah. And so I open the hood, I pull out my flashlight, go to jump it off, nothing. Like, son of a
I remember
God.
there's a screw though. I can move this forward. I'm good.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, this is more than just the battery probably. So then I call my dad, and he's like, I can go pick you up. I was like, no, I need to fix this problem.
Yeah.
I was like, 'cause I still
Send
need
me
to
that
drive somewhere.
18-year-old though from the other place.
And so then I remembered that when she was connecting the battery, the negative terminal, she had trouble getting it tight.
Oh.
So when it was on the post, it was kind of loose. And I remember,
Mm.
and she said something like, I'm having trouble getting this tight. And that's what she said.
You should have looked
And
at her and
then-
been like, "It's kid's cure, girl." All right, so let me get in there.
Let me take over.
Let me do this.
But I wasn't going to do that. So then I thought, I'll remember when I get home, I need to tighten it. Well, I completely forgot.
Of course, until your car doesn't.
Yeah,
Start.
so 2 months later, I'm in there messing with it, and then I just touched the negative cable and just boom, everything back on. I was like, oh, problem solved. And it was not solved, but temporary solved. So I call my dad, he's like, I haven't started playing yet. I was like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. So I jump in, go, come back, everything's fine. Then it does it a couple more times, and then I'm like, okay, here's the problem. So then I actually tightened it up, and it worked fine
Well, there you go.
until today.
Oh,
when,
today.
When it got
when it got cold.
0 degrees.
Yeah.
When it got cold, things shrink.
Well, we
Well,
all know that.
It definitely shrinks when it goes from 80 to 0. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big jump.
It was 18 out there last night.
Yeah, but it
Felt
was
like 0.
It was 80 to 18. I mean, that's a big jump.
That's an 80 to 0.
And so today, when I was coming over here, I go to start it, nothing. So I do that, but I'm like, all right, I'm already running a little bit late, so I just wiggle the wire, comes back on. So I go start it. The same thing happens, just like ding ding, dead. Did it to me 3 times. I'm like, I guess I have to do something now. So I just loosely tightened it.
Loosely tightened it.
Well,
Love
tied it enough to where it would start.
So what are you telling me now is that we're going to have to jump your car in a little bit when you
Yeah,
leave?
no, we're gonna have to
No,
get
so-
up in there.
Yes,
and we
right.
need you to turn the wrench.
Okay.
Yes. We
Me and
said,
Ricky will watch.
Yeah.
I'm the girl
Crawl in
here. I
there.
got this, boys. Y'all sit back.
So yeah, it just it's such a. I mean, it's still loose enough to where you can push it up with your finger, it'll come off.
Yeah.
But I think it's tight enough right now to where it'll
It's
start
making contact.
back up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's making contact.
So I need to fix that problem, and I'm not really sure how. If it can't tighten anymore, maybe we need to call an auto mechanic. It seems-
Maybe you should listen to
it
the guy the
seems-
first time that said take it to a dealership.
No.
'Cause
No,
maybe they-
dealerships are scams.
Yeah,
Dealerships are scams.
I think he just wanted to get out of doing work.
Yeah.
just like I did.
I was about to say the same. I'm like, well, did all the men in this day, that whole day, every guy was trying to get out of it.
So that's what caused me to be late.
Oh,
I had a very similar situation.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
she just wouldn't start.
yeah, there was a little hiccup in my giddy up
Her
today.
negative terminal was a little loose.
Just gotta. Oh, never mind. Yeah, just sometimes you gotta just tighten it up a little bit.
Yep.
I made a cup of coffee, put some Baileys in it. It was delicious.
Oh, man.
So it kind of soothed me back down into my couch as I turned on inevitably Harry Potter.
Oh, well, at least it wasn't Peaky Blinders.
Oh well, no, I finished that. I am so sad. But no, I turned on Harry Potter to finish the marathon from New Year's. I usually watch it between Christmas and New Year's, but I was a little late this year, so
Tradition, huh?
yes.
You ever watch Home Alone?
I have. The third one's my favorite.
No. Oh, the third one?
The third one's your favorite?
Yeah, just because I think it was just so, I don't know. I liked that one. I like
Third one's my second favorite.
he.
I do like it.
I don't
Yeah.
think I remember the third one.
That's the one where he
it's not even the
stays
same.
home. It's not even the same
It's not-
characters.
it's not-
Nobody.
What's his name? What's his
Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
not
new
him.
kid that like stays home obviously from school one day because he's not feeling well, and he's like looking out his like not the binocular but like telescope and sees people, and so he he's essentially spying on.
You can watch the third one without even watching the first two.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to watch the first two again anyways. I haven't watched them in a long time. I vaguely remember the second one. Where he's in the airport. He's stuck in New York.
Second one,
yeah, he's stuck in New York. Yeah, because he sees Trump. He passes Trump in that one.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, like, that's why I maybe I like the third one is because it's completely off. Like, it's the same idea that burglars are coming in and he's protecting his home and everything, but it's a female and two males in this one, and it's interesting. So,
okay.
It's a little bit more, like, at that time, whenever it came out, it was more close to like current time instead of it being like post dated like back in like the 90s.
Yeah, but back in the 90s when the original ones came out.
Right.
Yeah.
When I watched them, I guess it was in the 90s too, but
Well, I was
I guess now that
But yeah, y'all are 10 years younger than me, so that's probably why I probably didn't even know there was a third one until you
maybe,
said
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
The third one came out, I guess, for us. Like that was it was like the remake for us, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense of why y'all would like that one better anyways. Because run your time frame.
Yeah.
Speaking of TV, when you talked before about doing a segment on celebrities that you don't see doing
That don't do anything now.
aren't active, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much are off the grid.
I got that.
And the first thing you said was, yeah, where the fuck's Kevin Bacon at?
Right.
Like, where's he at?
He just finished a series that he was in that was really good. It was called The Killing, I think.
The kill. Oh, okay. I know
Where
what
he
you're
was,
talking about.
he was there with chasing a cult leader. That it was so good. That was probably one of my favorite one.
I'll look that one up in a second.
So good.
It is called. It was a good one, but that's been a few years old.
Well, yeah, but like I mean, look at the
I think
man.
it was
Like,
canceled or something.
oh no, because then he was in another movie. I thought he was in another series.
Well, here we go. I did a little research.
So I'm sorry, Kevin Bacon. I had a huge crush on him when I was
Oh
younger.
yeah,
so
me
don't
too. Tremors.
From Tremors, what movie?
not Tremors. It was what was that? The River, like River Wild or whatever with what's her name in it.
This is going
okay.
great.
By the way, I'm terrible.
You got a phone right there. Look
I'm
it up.
ter-
While
I was
That way,
I was yelled at earlier.
You can ignore us again.
I thank you. I can pick up my phone now.
Go back to finger
now,
on your phone.
I will give you my research that I've done, and then you can come back.
I've done
and
no
say,
research on this one.
All right,
for
so his most recent thing is he's working on a Showtime show called City on a Hill. I've never heard of it.
Is it already out or is it?
I think it's
Is it
already
coming
out.
out?
I think it's got some seasons going. Or it says he's working on filming the second season of it. So
City,
it's got one
City
season.
on the Hill.
Yeah, City on a Hill.
Hey, when you're done looking that up, look up City on a Hill.
So it's on show. It's a Showtime show apparently, but apparently whenever COVID happened, that got put to a halt. So another thing he has a comedy podcast on Spotify called The Last Degree of Kevin Bacon.
So do you know what that reference is from?
IMDb.
No, I don't.
So I can't remember what the degree is, but there's a long ongoing thing. It's like 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, where you can pick any movie actress or actor, and you could link them within 7 movies to Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
So that's a very interesting name to that podcast.
So then it also talks about, since they were in quarantine and all that he's recording some songs with his band. I didn't know he was in a band. I guess this was his brother because it's called the Bacon Brothers.
Okay.
Well, the context clues in that one. I know it was a hard stretch for you to figure that one out.
So I looked up some of their songs, and I listened to them, and I don't know if it's something I would listen to.
Oh, what kind of music is it?
It sounds kind of old schoolish, like 20s, like upbeat. But the top song they have is called Philadelphia Chickens.
Oh, City on the Hill. I remember that one. That's what I was telling you. That was the way I was trying to remember the new one. Sorry, continue.
Okay, so you're familiar with that show?
Yes,
That's the
I haven't
newest one
seen
he's
it.
been in. Okay,
but I've been wanting to. I've been seeing as I was watching other stuff. It was coming up on.
How many seasons are out?
It's from 19 to 2021. So
2 seasons, 3, maybe on the
I think
third.
just 2
on
seasons.
Showtime, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll give that one a try. City on a Hill.
City on the Hill.
Sitting on a hill or city?
City.
Okay.
He's
I
got
was in-
another song called "Hookers and Blow."
When I was in 3rd grade, so I'm a little dyslexic, and I remember the teacher. A lot of my teachers didn't like me anyways, but this one was particularly ornery towards me, and she knew I couldn't spell. Like, it just wasn't my forte. I still to this day can't spell that well. Like, you can understand what I'm trying to get to, but if it wasn't for like
Exactly.
spell check and stuff like
I'm the
that,
same way.
I would be a disaster.
Yeah.
And I remember she had me go to the board and write the word city. And I spelt it just like it sounds, Sity. And she goes, we don't live in a sit. I was like, no, we live in a city. That's what I wrote. And like she didn't.
Bitch, I wrote what you asked.
She didn't want to just correct. Couldn't just correct me and tell me like, no, that one starts with a C and explain it why. She like had to degrade me and was like, we don't live in a sit. I was like, I'm just spelling what you told me, bro.
How about you teach me instead of being a
Okay,
bitch?
back to Kevin Bacon, his songs.
Oh yeah. So just reading the song titles, I haven't listened to a lot of them, but yeah, he's got one called "Hookers and Blow," "Snoozers," Tom Petty T-shirt. Just
So is that you said like from the 20s, like big band era stuff?
I played it for Elena earlier in
Wait, do you mean like the 2020s or the 1920s?
1920s.
So like big band music.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like it's got
big
a lot of
instruments.
Yeah.
I could be interested in that, but I like all music.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I need to listen to it a little more. It was just kind of a top. I didn't know. It caught me off guard, really.
Yeah, so
Kevin Bacon in a band.
sometime either
I
on this,
already love the. I don't even need to know what the music is. I already love it.
sometime either on this episode or next episode, we're going to try to call Mikey Unlikely, the guy who wrote and created our theme song.
Yep.
I already
And
love
all the music we have on there. He does a Twitch stream at twitch.tv/ or slash. Do I have to say backslash anymore?
I don't think so.
Can you just say slash? Because I think it works either way.
I think it's
You can be
slash.
back
Just
or
say
forward
slash.
slash. All right. Twitch.tv/
If it doesn't work, use backslash.
Yeah, if it doesn't work that way, use the other one. Twitch.tv/ Mr. Mikey Unlikely. That's Mr. Mikey, Mikey, Unlikely. How do you spell unlikely?
UNLIKEY.
Yeah.
LY.
So put all that together and twitch.tv/ Mr. Mikey Unlikely. And give him a follow because one of his,
Your teacher would be so proud of you right now.
I used a spell check.
Yeah, you did. Also known as Shallbee.
He phoned a friend.
So he does it pretty much once a week, and he does a low def, low whatever punk rock Twitch stream where you can use your words. Use your words.
I want one. Can you grab me a beer too? That was perfect.
Yeah, you can say stuff like that.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt your story by wanting a beer.
Well,
I
you're-
didn't want my alcoholism to like.
It's more interrupted when you go like
Snaps.
this.
Yeah.
That wasn't. I was not snapping loud enough to be heard. And I want y'all to comment if y'all could hear the snaps before they started yelling at me because I was just more or less trying to get his attention when he turned around.
All I said was
All I'm saying is
I never yelled at you. I said you can talk. You can use your words.
I just didn't want to interrupt your story because it was so
I don't even
good.
know
I don't even remember what your story
I have
was.
no. It was that good. I have no clue what I was talking about. Oh, Mikey Unlikely's low def punk rock. Punk rock Twitch stream that he does basically once a week, and he just plays it. So it's him, and he says it from the very beginning. He goes, I'm not a DJ. I just have a record player and a bunch of vinyl.
I just enjoy playing
And
it.
And he talks between records.
Yeah. And he's in there, and you can tell he's getting into it because he likes the music he's playing.
Right.
And he always goes to his roots and plays something from George Strait or something along those lines. Like he doesn't just play punk.
Right.
He plays a lot of punk, and then he throws other stuff in there. And he's got the Reddit chat follow and the Twitch chat that people will request stuff on there. And he doesn't have a lot of listeners. So on Twitch he hit 10 last night.
Hell yeah.
And he's like, that's the most we've had. And then one of our, so I listen to it. I get on there all the time and watch the entire thing. He does it for like 3.5 hours. And,
Hell yeah.
And I just enjoy it because, it's my cousin. He's very funny. Like he'll start playing a record before he plays. It's like, I don't know if this is a 45 or whatever. We're going to try it. It'll be the wrong speed. And he just stops and goes, professional DJ here. just the way he says it's really funny.
Get someone to start doing like a TikTok and just do lives on there.
He should.
I mean, start doing like little clips of like each little one to get like his thing out there, and then
Yeah.
start doing TikToks because the lives on those like that's like get so many people, and then they'll like have links to go to his other stuff that he can post the long ones on to have like
So
them,
like
standing.
on Twitch, he can play copyrighted music, but they'll mute it.
Right.
So a lot of the stuff is just like low key punk bands that he knows.
Right.
And a lot of them he's been in.
That's
So
fun.
he'll play stuff vinyl from his own bands or bands that he participated in.
That's fun.
And yesterday he told one of his stories about when he got kicked out of a band. I think one of the guys I got way distracted. He also drinks Jameson while he's doing it.
Oh,
And then
he's having a good time.
after
man.
he hit 10 listeners or watchers right at the same time, he's like, we hit 10. That's awesome. It's the most we've ever had. And I think all of us stayed for the entire time. Maybe it might have dropped down to 9 and stayed at 9. And then one of the ladies
Fuck
in
that
there,
last person.
one of the girls in there said, I'll tell you what, when it gets to 20, so when you get 20 live viewers, at one time, I will send you a ball of Jameson. I was like,
What?
yes. So let's get Mikey 20 live viewers next time he's on there.
Was
So-
you gonna send them to everyone or just you?
no. Just Mikey. She's gonna send Mikey a ball of Jameson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
So-
thought you were saying Mikey said I will send
No,
all
no,
of my
no,
20
no.
listeners. I was like, buddy, go back to 5.
No. One of the
That's
girls,
cheaper.
one of the girls that was in the chat
Gotcha.
said, when you get to 20, I will send you a bottle of Jameson.
Done. I get it. I
So-
get it.
we
Text
need-
me next time he's live.
Okay, and we need if everybody
Start
gets on
sharing.
there, it goes to twitch.tv/Mr. Mikey Unlikely, however she spelled it earlier. Then give him a follow. There's a little heart on there. You click a heart, and you'll get a
Yeah.
notification.
Okay.
So if you do it from
Done.
your phone, you get a
Yeah.
notification on your phone.
Nice.
So I watch it on my Fire Stick, but I also have it on my laptop because on the Fire Stick I can't interact with the chat.
So does he get 2 views?
No, because I'm from the same place. It's just my username.
Gotcha.
So I'm
if you
logged
had-
in.
If you had 10 laptops in there playing it, he wouldn't have 10
As,
viewers.
unless I had 10 different accounts.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't. That I know of. That would be too many notifications.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be a lot.
So we mentioned this 2 weeks ago. Was it last week or 2 weeks? No, it was last week with Jorge. That we've recorded with Mikey a couple of times,
Yeah.
and the one time he was actually in studio, our equipment failed, our old producer failed, and we lost a lot of the audio. So that's why I wanted to talk to him today, but we had trouble getting a connection with him. So
Clearly it wasn't producer Rooster.
No, definitely not Rooster. So we might try again a little bit later and see if we can get a hold of him. I don't know how I got sidetracked on Mikey.
It's
We
okay.
were talking about bands and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
Went from
it.
Kevin Bacon's band to...
Well, back to Kevin Bacon. The movie was The River Wild, and it was with Meryl Streep, and I can't believe I forgot the queen
Oh
herself's
yeah, that
name.
river thing with that one actress.
Okay.
Now
if
I get
anyone
it.
else
That one,
knows
yeah.
and
Got
loves
it.
Kevin Bacon, they would have known exactly what I was talking about.
Well,
And if I
I
would have said
don't-
Meryl Streep, then I would have. But that was my bad.
I don't know.
I
and nor do
apologize,
love
Queen,
Kevin
if you
Bacon.
ever find your way to this podcast. I apologize for forgetting your name.
So what other celebrities can you think of?
And by the way, it wasn't The Killing.
Or do you
That's
want-
a different show. It was The Following.
Oh.
It was The Following.
That's it.
The
Okay, yeah.
Killing is another one, and it's a cop show, like set
Yeah.
in like London or England or somewhere.
The
But-
Following. I
but
watched
The
that. That was
Following
good.
because it was a following of the cult. So
That was really
makes
good.
sense. It was
Yeah.
so good, and I was just incredibly sad that it was
Didn't they
over.
cancel it?
They didn't cancel. There was just no more. How many more times can you go where you're chasing the same guy? And he was very elusive, but how many times? It's almost like Walking Dead. With how many times can you change the thing but keep it the same?
How many zombies are there? Like,
Well, I mean, the number of people there are in the world. So I
Yeah.
guess. But how many times can you find a bad guy?
Yeah.
Or set up camp, find a safe place, feel like you're at home. All of a sudden, infestation of bad guy and zombies, kill him, move to a new place. Like,
What's the last movie you remember Michael Keaton being in? I didn't do any
I don't even know
research.
who Michael Keaton is. Hold on.
He's the best Batman.
No,
sure.
Christian Bale is the best Batman to play games. with me.
Obviously, you have not seen Michael Keaton as a Batman because he was the greatest.
Michael.
Hey,
Michael
Mr.
Keaton.
Mom.
Oh, I do love Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
Well, 2016 was his last one, and The Founder.
The Founder. Is that a movie?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, 2021. He was in Dope Stick.
Okay.
He was in Protege. 2020, The Trial of Chicago 7. 2012. Okay. It's,
2012.
that Bailey's that coffee cup.
I was reading multiple words at the same time, so I'm sorry.
Is it 2012 or 27?
Yeah, it's
That might be the new one of the new buttons.
I'll definitely pull that one out.
2012. Okay, 2020 was Worth. He made
So
it-
he's been around.
Yeah, he's
Okay, I just haven't paid attention. I went at that Comedy Store.
nothing of like great value though. None of these movies are like your.
Well, yeah.
I mean, none of them are your big ones. Now, 1989, I guess, was his best one comparatively to everyone else, but to Batman was his 1989.
Yeah, he's the best Batman.
Yeah.
So that Comedy Store docu-series I've been watching, he's in that.
Okay.
So I guess he was also a stand-up comedian at some point, which it makes sense
Yeah.
because he's pretty funny. He was Beetlejuice.
Oh, he's in Spider-Man.
He was still Beetlejuice.
Oh, you
So
have-
another one I found was
Whatever.
Cameron Diaz. She
So-
kind of disappeared.
yeah, because
Did she?
Just
she was never a really great actress. She just had a face that everybody loved. When she was in Mask was probably her best work.
What about something
Yes,
about Mary?
Jim Carrey.
I mean, the rest of the cast made that one good. She
Okay,
just wasn't.
that's fair.
She was Mary, but
So,
the rest of that one made it funny.
Supposedly,
The only good thing she did in that one was throw her hair up with his cum.
Yeah.
supposedly she grew tired of her years of hard work,
Oh,
and she settled down with her husband,
years of hard work.
Benji Madden.
Oh yeah. Oh, she
You know
married
who he is?
Benji
Yeah.
from Good Charlotte.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait, wasn't Benji with Ashley Simpson,
I don't know.
or was that Joel?
I don't know, but it says.
Wait, who did Joel
I got
marry?
a fun fact
Joel
here.
McHale?
No,
Hold on.
Joel.
Nicole Richie, I think.
Nicole. You're right. You're right.
So
You're right.
Her sister-in-law is Nicole Richie. So I looked up.
What a
I looked
fucking
up
like
this guy.
family reunion.
So I looked up this guy, Benji. He's 5'6".
Yeah.
Right.
She's like 6
5'6".
foot, isn't she?
She's 5'9". Is
Okay.
what Wikipedia says. But I just thought that was interesting. Like,
Yeah,
seems
but
like a little short guy.
Benji was always awesome. I enjoyed him in Good Charlotte. Him and his brother.
Benji who?
What's the last name? Madden. From Good Charlotte.
Is Good Charlotte a band?
Yeah, I've never heard of
I'm
him.
sorry, listeners.
As well as a pop rock
I mean-
collaboration.
I know Good Charlotte's a band, but I couldn't tell you any songs they have.
Hold on.
I'm not saying they're a bad band. I've never listened to them.
Okay, now that you've like,
Are you sure that the brother's in that one? Because he's also in another band called the Madden Brothers.
is Joel the one that's in Good Charlotte?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
I'm
We got a phone right
trying.
here. Good Charlotte.
You know who else? Catherine. You keep looking. You keep looking.
Okay, I'll look.
And I'm
look it
while
up.
you're looking
I
at
got it.
the girl from
Catherine Zeta-Jones, is that who you're talking
oh my
about?
god, no, she dips beneath the lasers. Anybody? Come on.
I couldn't even understand what you're doing.
She dips beneath the lasers. So that's from Entrapment when
I
she was in it with
understand
Sean
that, but-
Connery, and then the the TV show with the 3 guys that worked in the office.
The Office.
No, the 3 young boys that like worked in the office.
Workaholics.
Yes. So they make a song about her and about that part because they loved Catherine Zeta-Jones, and they're like, she dips beneath
It's
the
like-
lasers.
You expected me to know that just because you've watched a show.
No, what I expected you to know is that you've seen the same show and you've seen Entrapment, so you knew exactly which one. Because
I have not seen the same show.
You've seen in Workaholics?
I know of Workaholics, but I'm not like a Workaholic P1. I don't watch it all.
I don't either.
all the
I
time.
saw enough of it to go, ooh, I know that. That's Catherine Zeta-Jones, and it's Entrapment, which was one of my favorite movies because
It's a great movie.
Because Sean Connery was my first old man crush ever, ever. Sean Connery, that voice. Anyways, because of that, I fell in love with Catherine Zeta-Jones, and from that, I fell in love with her through all the other work. But
She was also in Double Jeopardy, wasn't she?
yes, she was. No,
No?
I don't think so. That was no.
So the Good Charlotte band, it does have Joel Madden, which is a lead vocalist, and then Benji is a guitar and vocalist.
No, it's Ashley Judd.
Ah, okay.
And they got Paul Thomas is a bass player, and then Billy Martin is a guitar and keyboards.
Was it both the brothers or just one?
This is both.
Both. I thought so.
Joel's the lead vocals, and then Benji is the guitar and vocals.
I think they did the Madden brothers just to do their own thing.
Yeah. Because it's just them.
But
on the
Something's
map.
trying to come out here. I
the
see it.
wheels were turning.
I see
There's
it.
so much smoke. If these headphones weren't on right now, you would have smoke coming out of them in a second. Hold on.
It's like you just went into screensaver mode. You're about to start talking, and all of a sudden the little fish is going across. It's like, oh,
This turn dial, you just see like the wheel of death is just like it's just going. No.
Loading, buffering,
yeah.
buffering.
thinking. Difficult time here. Okay, again, I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with all of it. I just have to start putting it together. And it's like trivia when you try to play games with me when it comes to movies. So I'm just going to give you little beats and pisses.
pisses.
Beats and pisses, apparently.
Dustin
I'm
almost
sorry.
had beer
Or
coming out of his nose.
bits and pieces. So bits and pieces or...
That was rough.
Anyways, you're getting me distracted.
It's not pisses.
I think you're distracting yourself.
From Grey's Anatomy, the one that was a model, the one that died off of cancer, not died off, but she left because of cancer. By the way, spoiler, unless you haven't seen it, but you should have because it's like 10 years old.
Say it again.
It's Heigl, Katherine Heigl.
Okay.
That's her. I figured out the name. But she was from Grey's Anatomy. She was Izzy Stevens from Grey's Anatomy. But she died off. She used to be one that was really big in a lot of the shows, and then she died off. You know what I'm talking about? The one from like 27 Dresses and stuff like that.
No, I don't think we watch the same movies.
I mean,
It sounds like you're on two different pages.
let me just flip back to yours then.
No. I'm not. You keep talking about it, but I'm not gonna. I don't think I'll be able to answer any questions right now.
You've never seen Grey's Anatomy? Okay. Never seen. I haven't seen 27 Dresses, so I couldn't even tell you that. I just know
I
that
know
she's
who
in
you're
it.
talking about.
But she's the really pretty one that was in. She was 40-Year-Old Virgin, wasn't she?
Maybe.
I think she was the one that was pregnant in 40-Year-Old Virgin. I know you've seen that one.
Yeah.
You look like a person, and like your personality fits the Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan.
What's it?
Joe Rogan?
Not Joe Rogan. No.
Oh.
Time to take a break?
Oh.
All right, we're going to take a small break, and then we'll let you get your thoughts together.
Seth Rogen.
So University Building Specialties is a family-owned and operated commercial door and hardware distributor. UBS specializes in hollow metal doors and frames, wood doors, finished hardware, and other miscellaneous specialty items. Our 20,000 square foot facility located in Fort Worth includes a hollow metal fabrication shop and a variety of stock inventory. UBS has ranked in the top 40 companies to work for in Fort Worth several years in a row, according to the Fort Worth Inc. magazine. Here at UBS, we strive to provide contractors with the best quality product and quickest turnaround time. For more information about our products or join our team of field installers, warehouse fabricators, office sales staff, or more, visit our website at ubsstores.com.
University Building Specialties, your mom's #1 supplier for butts, knobs, and knockers.
Hi, I'm Elena Sims, a Vice President at Community National Mortgage. I'm here to take care of all your lending needs to finance your next home. Whether you are purchasing an existing home or working with the builder, I can help. For application info, you can visit my Facebook page at TX Lending Made Easy.
Elena Sims, NMLS 1193345. Your mom's favorite equal housing lender.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Mikey Unlikely, cousin to and of Ricky and Dustin from the Sims and Leon podcast, your mom's favorite podcast.
We finally got you on a good connection.
Yeah.
Woo!
We finally got it.
So I guess I didn't explain this earlier. So Mikey lives in Colorado, and so but he made this song for us, which is awesome.
Yep.
Very good tune,
Yeah.
sir. I keep dancing to it every time.
Yeah, well-
It's each time you hear it too, it makes you like it just a little bit more.
She literally dances to it every time it comes on, and Jorge did the same thing last week. Like while it was coming on, he was dancing to it, and I asked him, like, "You like that song?" He's like, "Yeah, it really gets me in the mood to talk. Like
Nice.
it pumps you up." And it's a really cool song. You've told me and Dustin how you came up with it, but do you want to tell the story again, or just a brief run through it? However you want to talk as long about it as you want, because I think it's badass.
Yeah. It kind of was something I wrote on the tail end of just kind of studying some other guitar players and different techniques, because I was kind of
And it's why you live
stuck
in New York,
where I
right?
was. No, this was here in Colorado.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought
Probably-
it was why you lived in New York when you came up with it.
No, I probably wrote it about a year ago or so, maybe, in my old studio at the old house, and I just been watching. I felt kind of like stuck in my playing and the way I was writing and playing, and so I was watching other guitar players and reading up on other techniques, and so that was just something that was kind of born out of that. But while I was writing it, I usually like to throw myself into some sort of headspace, and especially if I don't have lyrics or something to where it's a complete song.
Yeah.
And like that one was just an instrumental. So to me, in my head, it was kind of the theme song for my cat
Yeah.
before we adopted him when he was on the streets in New York. And I was like, well, this kind of, to me, it sounds like what we'll be playing if he was just hopping around the city.
doing-
trying
Like
to find some
strolling
food.
around, just like beat bopping
Yeah.
through the city.
So Shallbee,
Yeah.
Mikey and Haley have two cats.
I already love y'all so much.
Conrad and the other one, Lester. So
Lester.
Conrad and Lester.
Oh.
Conrad is the sweetest thing ever. And I think this is
Yeah.
Conrad's songs, right?
That's Conrad's song. Yeah.
Oh, that made me
Lester's
just love
song
this
is
song,
a-
like just tenfold. Like I just, the love for this just like exponentially grew. Like there's no more love for this song that I could possibly like have.
She wants
knowing
to,
that it's for a cat, like, and now all I picture is like a cat beat bopping through, like a
Through New
tomcat,
York,
like
like
yeah,
running through the
exactly,
streets of New York. Yeah.
exactly.
She wants it to be the theme song every time she opens her car door.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna look at my cats and think of like Sons of Leon, like I didn't do it justice just now, but like that's what's gonna go through my
Yeah,
head.
that was a terrible rendition of it.
I'm terrible, so just go with it.
All right, so Conrad, this is about Conrad running through the streets of New York, which is like, and I've met Conrad, so I can picture him just being an alley cat, straight because he's a very hairy cat.
He's a tomcat through and through.
So if he was living on the street, he could almost look like he's a bum cat, you know?
Oh,
He's got that long hair, like you could put a coat on him, little
little
beanie.
change cup in his hand,
He's not the best when it comes to cleaning himself, so like his hair gets a little ratty.
a little
Yeah,
matted.
he can be a little bit grungy, you know?
But he gets to do that. He lived on the streets, so he wasn't taught cleanliness.
It's who he is. It's ingrained in him.
So, like you were saying that, of course, you know, we kind of split it up a little bit with different ways of.
So
we
like,
played a full thing on the intro.
at the very beginning, it plays all the way through, but it lowers the volume when we start talking as background music.
So you told us, I mean, you haven't ever heard it played that way because you normally play the song through and through, and that's how you hear it in your head. But whenever you heard it, whenever it was broken down, you're like, wow, it's different. So run us through. I know you had talked about the different points in it and the reason why you changed it up with thinking about your cat.
Yeah, there was, and even now it's funny. The other day I was playing it, and I started playing it a little bit different. I started off with like a muted, softer version of the riff. That way I could rip into it, and it was like a more pronounced and exciting. Just like it really lets that E chord come in hard.
I like the way this
I
could
don't know.
sound.
It was something I had watched other guitar players. You know, I'm like, when they're like writing little lead parts or solos, how do they get from this note to that note, you know? And there was one, I don't know, video or guy I was reading about, and he was just like, it doesn't matter. Scales, all that, just throw it out. Literally play any notes you want to, play them all to get to the next one. And so that's what you kind of...
You just like gradually going up the scale.
Right.
Okay.
And so that's kind of what you hear from the beginning of it on that E. It's like do 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 do, and like I was just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna play every single note.
Just now.
He does a little bit better version than you did.
I was the knockoff version, like not even knockoff. Like you find me in the flea market version, like that's
version.
like the great value, like made in Mexico, like not even like close to. Like I'm Doctor, like what is that?
Thunder.
I'm Dr. Thunder or Beer 30, like compared to it. I'm not even Pepsi to Coke. I'm just like Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, you're like the knockoff of Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, I'm like 3 cents on the side of the road. Like don't worry about me. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
And so, yeah, that's kind of what you hear in that little run of it there was I was just like, how am I going to get from this E to the G to this C? And I was like, I just play every note.
Yeah.
Just play every single note on the way there.
And climb that ladder, go back down the ladder, up and down until you get to the get to the peak, which is what makes this great. This song so great.
I think it sounds great.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, from someone that doesn't have much of musical like background at all, I played the clarinet just because I was told to. I have no idea the notes anymore, but you explaining it the way you are, I can hear it whenever you're saying it. So I don't know what E is, I don't know what G is, but I can tell like when you're saying just play every note to it. I'm listening to the song in my head again, I can tell what you're saying.
So you've played scales, and at some point you could read music.
At some point.
Yeah, you can't anymore.
Oh my God, no, that's a use it lose it type of skill for sure.
Because
in my opinion, because that was grade school that I played it in.
Okay, yeah, I was in high school and college.
Mine was middle school.
I played trumpet, and I could read music, and I still can read music to this day.
But
I don't do it very often.
My focus doesn't go to it anymore. So like I know, no. I guess I could if I imagine it's one of those. If I looked at it long enough, I could be like, okay, I remember this, like because I know that it's somewhere stuck in this, but I filed it so far back in my head that I'm like. I appreciate music.
Like if somebody showed you where the G spot was, you could figure it out from there.
I figured out where the G spot is quite a few times.
Mikey, can you read music?
No, actually I can't. I took guitar lessons when I first started playing guitar when I was like 14. I took maybe 3 weeks of that, and that's what the guy was trying to teach me was reading music off of sheet music and doing it one string at a time. And I was just like,
nope.
Bro, this isn't.
Yeah,
guitar. This is not the direction I want to go. I want to learn how to play punk songs and just play songs. You know, I'm not trying to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the high E string.
And you know, I can play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the high E string, but not because I can read music, just because
that's what you
I hear the song.
You have the beat. Yeah.
I can play Hot Cross Buns on the recorder. Does that count?
Hey, it's better than some people can't. Some people can't. Yeah, and I feel like like guitar playing, you don't really need to know how to read music, because if it's a true guitar part on the music sheet, you're just going to get chords and what you have to play, and the rest is up to the guitarist to interpret it.
I feel like it's like a lot of
Yeah.
feeling going on with
Yeah.
it. Like you kind of played a feeling.
And there's tabs, and there's other way of writing stuff out on guitar for songs to be able to learn them without having to read scale music like that,
Yeah.
And that's how I taught myself, was with tabs, and that's just all numbers, which is easy for me to read. It's like 7, 3, 9, open.
Yeah.
2.
So I know a little bit of guitar. That's how I first started learning the same way, was with guitar tabs, and just it tells you where to put your fingers, which fingers go where, and then after that, I
Right.
learned how to learn different chords.
Does it ever just like piss y'all off to see some of these kids that come on to these like shows like America's Got Talent or whatever, and then just start like riffing like crazy, and you're like, you're 5, like how the hell? Like, I know you didn't learn this, you just were gifted this like talent. Does it ever just like piss y'all off?
I don't think it pisses me off. I mean, I guess I'm like, man, it sucks. I've been playing over 20 years and I can't shred like that. But like at the same time, I know that like I'm comfortable with my playing, and to me, I'm much more of
More the merrier, like good for
a
you.
songwriter and a songwriter and writing riffs and stuff, that I'm just not going to get up there and be like,
You're almost
and
like, good,
impress
this
you
kid
that
can
way.
play my stuff one day. Like, I'll write song for you.
We were talking about you earlier, and I talked a little bit about your Twitch stream.
Mr.
And
Unlikely.
So I guess you do it on Twitch and Revit. Or not
Yeah.
Revit. Revit's a fucking
Oh, yeah.
Reddit.
That's a fucking AutoCAD program that I use.
You also put on Revit? That's interesting. That's super
So you
interesting.
do 3D modeling with your Twitch stream.
I
That's
feel
neat.
like you don't get the audience that you want out of that.
Definitely not the right platform. So
They're like, what
you do
is
the
this
stream.
guy?
You do the stream on Reddit and Twitch, and I said at twitch.tv/ Mr. Mikey Unlikely, and we're trying to get you to 12 live listeners, so you'll get that bottle of Jameson.
20 live
What'd I
It's
say?
20.
12.
Oh, 12.
Yeah.
I was
Last
stuck
night-
on 20. What did she say earlier?
2022? No, I said, I don't remember what I said. 27 or 2012?
2012.
2012.
Yeah, so we need to get 20 live viewers on your next live cast. And I think the rules were determined yesterday. It can't be viewers afterwards. It has to be live viewers from the night
Right.
you're actually on.
We're looking for live viewers, because I do save the stream so you can watch it afterwards, and I think it only stays up for like a week. But that's
No.
really not the way to watch it, because Twitch
Yeah.
will edit out any copyrighted material, and so there'll be some muted out parts of the stream that you won't get to hear, because
Yeah, I want you to see
played,
you
like-
dancing around in the background.
Yeah.
Just in silence.
Well, when they brought it up earlier, I was telling them, I was like, have you thought about doing, like, making a TikTok channel and, like, posting just, like, random clips from your lives, but then also doing just live on TikTok to, like,
I
reach out
haven't-
to additional people?
I really don't mess with social media too much, other than Reddit, YouTube, and then when I go live streaming on Twitch.
Twitch.
Like I hardly even watch anybody else on Twitch. I've got people I follow, and every now and then I'll watch them, and mostly it's people who play video games.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
like I was telling them, whenever you pop on, I jump on and I try to make it through the whole thing. Last night I felt like you stopped early, even though it went 3.5 hours, or maybe even longer.
my goal is to always go 3 hours, because that's what RPAN, which is the I forget what it stands for, Reddit Public Access Network is what it stands for.
Okay,
They only give you 3 hours.
so
And you start, and literally a 3-hour countdown starts going, but people can like buy time to give you, and they can give you extra airtime.
Oh, that's
Oh.
cool.
Although no one's done that for me yet, but
so you have not advertised that we can do that. At least at the point when you did say it, I was not sober enough to remember it.
That's probably
I don't-
accurate.
and I would rather people engage on Twitch. I kind of like it over there better. Reddit is more for just the random audience or people I don't know.
Exposure,
able
more or
to see
less. Yeah.
Yeah, so like last night, some guys were calling out as not being punk, and
Yeah.
He's like, when did I ever say I was punk, by the way?
he did.
I guess the show is called the Low Tech, Lo-Fi, Low Life Punk Show.
Okay.
And he plays a lot of his
so-
own punk music, like all the vinyl he has on his record player. But
But punk is such a wide genre
is.
that you can't just because it's not your punk doesn't mean it's not punk. And
Yeah.
that's that. I would look at that kid and be like, just shut up, just sit back in your closet,
my
or
favorite,
you're.
my favorite response was when you first said it. It was like, "Yeah, I'm 40. I own a home. It's hard to be punk sometimes."
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm 40. I'm old. I'm in my own house that I own, bragging about going on extravagant vacations.
Yeah,
to,
you're
you know,
in
San Francisco
California
to see
to watch
Metallica.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fun.
You have a very young voice, by the way. I'll tell you, the fact that y'all just dropped
Thank
that
you.
use 40 does
People-
not, like, if not seeing your face, not that I'm saying your face would tell me that you're 40, that I feel like I just
It wouldn't.
slightly insulted you, but
You got the good genes that me and Jerry got.
there you
Yeah.
go. Like,
I
you
think I
have
got
a very
blessed on that
young,
part.
you have like a very like early 30s sound, like voice, like late 20s, early 30s. So hope that like transferred over to your skin.
Wow. And so you also play some vinyl from your own bands, right? Or the bands you've been in.
I have some vinyl from Brick Fight. I used to play bass in this band Brick Fight and tour with them. I only have one record that I actually recorded with them that I'm on, but then I've got the rest of our stuff that I play, and then I've got recordings of other bands on my iPod that I'll play, but I did. And my goal when I was in bands was to tour, and I wanted to release vinyl records. And while I did accomplish that, I only ever got one vinyl record put out. But
So when you're in San Francisco, you went to a record store, a vinyl
yeah,
store.
Amoeba Records. It's a huge record store.
Well, say the name again.
Amoeba Records.
Amoeba.
Yeah, it's on Haight Street in San Francisco, which is like a big popular street in San Francisco where all the kids hang out. Imagine like Deep Ellum
Yeah.
or a neighborhood like that. It's very free spirited, a lot of hippies, a lot of punks, a lot of homeless people, a lot of all of it.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I feel like that's the perfect place to buy the type of records you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, this place has tens of thousands of records. It is huge.
And then you found a Brick Fight record in there that you didn't own.
Yeah, I randomly found the one Brick Fight vinyl that I didn't have, and I think it was the first one they released once they moved from Texas to Chicago, and it was cool because I'm looking through it, and on the thanks list it thanks me. You know, I didn't
So
expect to
That's
see
cool.
a record with my name in it. and
yeah,
that's
so
cool.
when they
It's kinda cool.
so they gave you some credit when they thanked you, did they use your name Mikey Unlikely?
No, they used my real name, Mikey Gabbard. on
Okay.
that, which was crazy to read on there.
It must be
yeah,
like a really surreal moment, like, and just being like, oh my God, like, that's amazing.
Like even when
Yeah,
I,
it was
The
funny
respect,
time.
like the respect that they also gave you too. Like they didn't have to do that, and then the fact that they
Yeah.
did too, like that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, they're really cool dudes, and
that makes me like them even more because they don't just appreciate the people in their band now; they appreciate the people that got them to where they are.
yeah, and I mean they thanked the bass player that I ended up replacing. You know what I mean? So it's like they thank every member, everyone,
Before and
you know,
after.
the people that helped put that record out, the house they recorded it at. They thank that band.
You want to try the lemonade beer?
Well, that's awesome. I like that they remember where they or who they came from, where they got there, and who helped them along the way. Plus, who's like
Yeah, I
currently
mean,
helping them.
They're real people. You know, they're not
They're not robots.
Well,
rock
yeah.
stars or they
Well,
don't
like
carry
once
that
they,
kind
but
of
once they
attitude
get to
towards
that like point, there are like a level of like rock star brain that people get, and that I was listening to someone, I just completely off, like a little bit off topic, but like Rammstein, right? That's how you say it. Rammstein. There we go. They are very human as well, and very. You can leave that out here. I'll drink it.
Do you want a lemon beer?
That's gonna be too big for my brain. I'll try it. Can I try yours first? You know what? I'll try it.
Sorry,
I just feel a lot just go on
Is this for
inside
the same
myself.
people that brought you pickle beer?
Yes.
This is not Martin House. This is a different one.
Yes, and like I said, I want to try it. I literally just finished telling him that if you ever have beer, you need to be tried. Like you save
Yeah.
it for me and my visit, and I will be the one to help try it.
Speaking of which, last time we tried the pickle salt, the salties.
Oh yeah,
That you left us.
Oh,
with.
yeah?
you remember you brought us that salt beer? That salt.
Oh, I want to try
how'd
one.
that go?
Yeah.
Give me.
We tried it. We got a live try on the next episode.
Wait,
It's
so
gonna-
what's his connection to these? Because if I don't like it, I want to make sure I'm not like insulting him.
He stopped at a gas station, saw him, and thought we'd like him.
Okay, so it wasn't
He knows-
like
knows we like
he
pickles.
made them. Or...
You need to wait till
No.
you're drinking a different beer because I don't think it'd be good with this. It might be.
Oh, I know I have it with the pickle or pickle.
Lemon pickle beer? I don't know.
I have it with a prickly pear, ranch
pear,
water,
pear or pear?
pear, or my.
So, Mikey, these things are really neat. They stick to your can,
What?
and then you just lick the salt off them as you go, and it's
Wait,
pickle salt.
what?
It's 100% edible though. So even
Yes.
the sticky part Ricky got past
so
the
it's like
salt.
a gummy almost. Huh?
Yeah,
Dude, I
pretty
got
close.
past the salt, and it was just like slimy.
Slimy.
Oh,
And
never mind.
I compared it. No, this is when you get to there. So I compared it to being licked by a cat as opposed to being licked by a dog. So you're getting licked by a cat, and all of a sudden the dog licks you. It changes it completely because you got like cat has that rough tongue. So you're used to this rough tongue licking the salt. It's rough on your tongue, and all of a sudden, boom, you slide right off. But when I was done with mine, I ended up eating it because it's edible, which is really weird because there's some kind of adhesive on the back that sticks it to your can.
But it's all edible.
But it's all edible. So I ate it, and it really wasn't that bad. I mean, it had more pickle flavor to it. So I don't know. I almost recommend eating the slimy part.
I'm a big texture girl person.
Burl.
Stop hitting everything. You're like
I'm a
fucking
bull.
bull.
I
Yeah.
told you.
This
Jeez.
is my
I even tried to
Chinatown.
bubble wrap everything. She's still reaching across. I have her own table set up so she doesn't have to reach across.
I think she needs to be in a separate room
She does.
with just her and a microphone and nothing else. And the microphone needs to be like where she can't touch it.
Yes, exactly.
It hangs from the ceiling, but like my hands are strapped. No, y'all are mean. I am a bull and a china cabinet. I'm a texture type of girl, which I don't know if I'll be able to eat the like slimy part, but I'll definitely try it.
I'll
I'm
be honest,
excited.
I couldn't eat it, but I did lick every salt off there. So.
Yeah, I did. It's just shocking when I first did. After that, you kind of get used to it. You just don't lick the part that doesn't have salt because it's pointless.
I'm down with it. Let's try.
I wonder if it would be good just straight up.
Just pull
right
it
out
out
of the
and eat the whole thing.
Eat it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Well, I think it's way too salty for that.
for that beer.
No, just like because I just licked the salt and
take a
like the
bite.
flavor, and just that one lick was a lot of salt. Like they have rock salt.
Hey, it's salties,
It's,
all right?
well, I understand that. No, it is like the saltiest of salts.
She's licking a strip of salt and calling it too salty. Let's all be clear as
No,
to what
I
just
said it would be
happened.
too salty just to take a bite of it. But like what it's made for to be licked. That's like it's made to be licked,
like,
not bit. Okay,
me-
and I think you men can understand. Lick it,
Let
don't
me-
bite it. Okay, just lick
Oh, yeah,
it,
I think
don't
girls
bite
should
it.
understand too.
Yeah.
More so. That works both ways. It's like it's like getting a beer and it's like this beer tastes too much like beer.
This is no, because I didn't screw you. Because when someone eats fish and they're like, "Ooh, that's too fishy," like there is
true.
too
I will say
fishy,
that.
and there is too much of something. Like sometimes people can be like,
Hold on.
"No,
You
No.
licked salt and said it's too salty.
no," I said
That's-
it's too salty for the purpose in which you would just mentioned. I didn't say it was too salty. I said it's
I
too
don't-
salty to eat.
I don't think you said that.
I-
you said
I
you
said
licked
it
it
in
and said, "I
reference-
think." All
I-
you said was, "I think this is too salty."
For
And-
that,
and then
because
I
he
said,
had just mentioned,
I said, for
Mikey,
the
help me
beer?
out here. Mikey, help me out here. Did you not just say, I think you should try it by eating?
No one said you should try it by eating
He
it.
did. He said, you should just try it. Like, I wonder
Yeah,
if.
he did say fresh out of the package.
He said, just
eat
eating it.
He did
And then
say
I
that.
said, ooh,
Hold
it might
on,
be
he-
too salty. And you go,
Hold on, he brought it
salty.
up. Okay, I'll give you that pass.
Thank you.
I'll give you that pass.
Though you aren't giving me anything. I earned it. 'Cause
No.
that's the pass in which
I feel like you're stretching on this quite a bit because Mikey did say that, but he wasn't saying you should just eat it right now.
No,
He was saying, "I wonder what it'd be like if you ate it." And
Well,
then
then
you
she
answered that
licked
like
it.
5 minutes later.
It was not 5
no.
minutes. I will let you wait. When you are listening to the recording back, I will wait for your text message and you will go, "Hey, Shallbee, I was wrong. You were
I
right. I
shall be
owe
wrong."
you
Okay,
a
I will-
pickle beer."
I will make sure I pay very close attention to the time frame of that. 'Cause I
Oh,
feel
I
like
want you to record the time frame, and next time I come,
We're
we'll be
on
talking
like
about
20
it.
minutes here.
we'll,
So.
we'll pull it
Well,
out.
now it's 20 minutes of talking about it's too
No,
too
it's
salty.
22 minutes. You've been talking
Yeah.
about for a minute.
All
So
right.
what do you have here?
Okay, so we have a crook. I brought one for you, Mikey, but I didn't send it to Colorado. So we have a fourth one for you if you ever come
But he
back.
brought it here.
It's waiting for you, Mikey.
So it's from Crook and Marker. It's an organic super grain alcohol. Classic lemonade, 5.0% ABV, and 0 sugars, infinite flavor.
1 gram of carbs, all right?
1 gram of carbs. So they're
1 gram
saying
of
it's kind
carbs.
of a healthy beer.
Yeah, because it's lemons.
It's lemons.
Purified water, organic alcohol, organic natural flavors, less than 1%.
It sounds organic. Sounds disgusting.
All right.
Oh, we're about to try it. Oh, hold on.
It is beer.
It is
It-
beer.
it is
So,
beer.
You're right.
It is beer, so I assume it's carbonated of some sort. Yeah.
Crook and Maker.
Maybe
Marker.
not.
It smells lemony.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it carbonated?
It is.
It is carbonated, but there's not a lot of carbs in it.
Okay.
I
I
have
don't know
to.
what that means. to say.
don't
It
know
doesn't.
It
Because
doesn't?
don't
your,
think
your,
they're
is your bread
associated.
carbonated or your pasta?
Well, I always say I save my carbs for beer, and I don't eat bread.
Because it's carbonated?
Because it's carbonated.
I like your joke, but there is no correlation between your carbonation and your carbs.
Hold on.
What? My life is a lie.
I really thought I was doing some good by
You're
not
like,
eating
I can eat bread?
I still don't like eating a lot of bread anyways.
Your calories are what
I
you're
still
taking
want
your
to
beer
drink
in.
my carbs.
You're
And when
drinking your calories, not your carbs.
You want to try it first?
I don't care.
I mean, there's carbs in beer, no?
There's
This one,
there's one
so
carb.
like in mine that
It's
I'm
lemony.
drinking, it's a ranch water, and it has 3 grams of carbs. Don't you get crazy over here.
Ooh.
It's not bad.
So the name
really.
ranch water,
Yes.
it has nothing to do with like ranch dressing. It's just like
Oh, if it did, I would love it 10 times more.
So I've only had ranch water once, and the best way I can describe it is like a
Ooh.
diet
Ew.
margarita.
Ooh.
No, can't do it.
It's too like
Lemony?
thick. It's like, no, it's not lemonade enough.
It tastes like lemonade with a splash of tequila.
No, there's no tequila in that.
Well, I'm not saying there is.
Zero
but
tequila.
The way it tastes like there's a splash of tequila to me.
No. False.
Oh,
I'm telling you how you feel.
First of all,
False.
literally earlier today, she's like, I can still not taste, because she had COVID like 3 years ago. And
Sick.
she's like, I can't taste a lot of things still. Like, I know this is spicy, but I really don't taste it very well.
I said I can
had to
only
put-
taste spice and salt.
Yeah, so when I say it tastes like there might be tequila in there, it's like, there's no way. Absolutely not.
Because I can still taste. Believe me, tequila is my girl, and me and her. There's tequila in my Bloody Maria over here.
What was
and
in mine?
Vodka.
Okay.
Yours is a Bloody Mary. Mine was a Bloody Mary and Maria. So mine was a lesbian drink for sure. They like mixed together, and they made a good little concoction there. But I can still taste tequila. Thankfully,
I'm game on this lemon beer.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like it. It's pretty good.
it's too thick.
I couldn't.
It's murky. It's like, almost like a wheat beer. Almost. It's very wheaty. Like the.
See, I don't taste the as wheat.
It's not wheat. No. The texture. You know, like a wheat beer has that like that texture where it almost feels like
like the
there's
films left on your tongue.
Yes, but it just like it not grainy, but like that's the best way I can like. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like the texture in my mouth reminds me of a wheat beer.
Mikey, we just got super sidetracked.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before?
Let's
Ranch
talk-
water.
Hold on. Let's talk about your other cat, Lester.
Yes, we can talk about cats all day. Let's go.
Lester's an asshole.
it's funny. He just walked in here. He's not
Hi, Lester. What's up, buddy?
He knows he's on deck.
He knew I was going to talk about him.
What? Okay, can you
So
explain?
Lester,
Can I get a like visual of your cats real quick? Can you just give me like what they look like? What does Lester look like?
so they're both Maine Coon mixes.
Oh my God, you have Maine Coons.
Very long hair. Lester's a big boy. He's a solid 13, 14 pounds.
Fuck yes.
Or maybe even bigger, but
I had a Maine Coon and he just died. He was 20 whenever he passed away last year. So I am a Maine Coon. Like, ooh, okay, keep going.
we're a lot alike. I mean, we don't like most people. We prefer to be left alone, and we're very vocal about that.
It's very funny that the way you said that, because it makes perfectly total sense. Because when Lester first meets somebody, he gets in their face like he loves them because he wants to smell their breath.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Fuck you."
And then that
Wait,
instantly,
does Mikey do that when he meets you?
and that no. But I'm saying like he'll be very friendly to you. Like you meet him, he's like, "Oh, good to meet you," and then you start talking. He's like, "Nah, I gotta
I
go."
don't like you.
And that's how Lester is. Lester's like, "Good to see you." And he's like,
I liked you enough for your breath, and then we're done. That's funny.
"We were there for Thanksgiving." Oh, go ahead, Mikey. Talk more about Lester, and I'll tell you the Thanksgiving
I was
story.
just gonna say he's pretty nice the first time he meets you, and then he'll give you one solid warning
Yeah.
about messing with him, and then after that he'll swat at you, he'll hiss, he gets very defensive. He's very protective of his home
territory.
turf.
Yeah, I found out that like whenever you're like petting cats, that triggers their hunting and their innate like hunter skill, and they become like the hunter instead of the prey, right? But that's why they turn and they start biting you, is because you've like triggered their hunter in them, and so they start to attack. They're not attacking because they don't necessarily like it, because you know how they'll like usually, I don't know if your cats will do this, but like most cats, they'll like, you can like stroke them like 3 or 4 times, but then there's a point where they're like, "Fuck you," like
Easy.
we're done. But that's it, because it hits their like activates their hunter, and they just turn and just go. And they're not trying to attack you; they're just more or less hunting.
I don't know if I believe you.
I don't know.
You make so much shit up.
I swear,
Like, I want to believe you on this one.
no, granted, my information could be made up, but like where I got it from.
You know, a
But
squirrel's only a baby for 2 weeks.
Okay, now that was just That was absolute bullshit. Like, and everybody knew it was except y'all. Like,
No, I knew as soon as you were talking about it, I was like, no, that sounds
you look
totally
at
had
me,
me.
really?
You
No.
didn't have Ricky. You had me.
yeah, Dustin 100%.
No, but this one, like, again, granted, I'm getting my information not obviously from myself. Like, I didn't
She gets
ask
it
a
from
cat.
TikTok.
I didn't ask the kitty cat.
You don't talk to cats?
Well, yes, I do.
They
but
just don't talk back.
No, they do. We just don't have the same language. That's like me saying I speak to someone that speaks Spanish. We can speak to each other. We just don't know what the fuck we're saying to each other. But we have really good conversations.
I feel like you have a better chance of understanding what a cat, you personally would have a better chance of understanding what a cat is trying to say than someone speaking Spanish.
Absolutely. The other day at work, had no idea what this guy was trying to say to me. But the cats, tenfold. I understand.
Oh, you want to go
100%.
outside? Let's go outside. Yeah.
Oh, not even that. Like we'll sit there and just have like conversations. Like, stop! It's I live alone.
No.
Okay.
I have conversations
We
with
all
my
know
dog
why.
all the time. Me and Lady G talk to each other all the time.
The
So
thing is, Oliver,
there's nothing different than what I do than what you do.
Oliver actually like looks at me and like cocks his head, and he has this like expression on his face when he like there's certain like he speaks
You're
to
digging
me.
the hole bigger.
All right, Mikey, have you written a theme song for Lester? And if you haven't,
Can you and can we play it?
but how would it be different than Conrad's theme song?
Yeah, no, Lester has his own song.
Yes.
It's very different than Conrad's. It's more the style of stuff that I write.
More
Very
like punkish.
Yeah, whereas Conrad's is like this upbeat, makes you want to move. Lester's is complex and full of emotions,
I remember what it
and
was.
yeah, it's definitely more punk,
You think
more
we did a live
hardcore.
play?
Yeah, do you want to do a live play right now? Are you ready for that, or are we putting too much pressure on you?
No, you're not putting too much pressure on me. I would have to set this amp up.
Oh yeah, you set stuff up, and I'll
Shelby will keep talking.
I have a
Isn't that why you invite me to come? So
I
I
have a
do
small
talk.
New Year story I'll tell while you're getting everything set up.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get this going, and
Keep going.
Why are you leaving? Where are you going?
Go to grab a cigar.
Okay,
Oh.
Keep going.
you're gonna miss my story though.
I'm not. It's right there. I
right.
believe me. Talk loud. I'll be right back. You won't even know I'm gone.
You didn't hit the button.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
Was that close?
no,
No.
Dude, play the
I
sound.
already
you
did
can't
it.
hear it. You took your headphones off. Just go get your fucking cigar.
Don't yell at me.
Jeez. I won't even have time for my story. So, like I've said it before, me and my family, we go to Choctaw for New Year's Eve.
Yep.
We didn't go last year, but we went the year before, and several years before that, every New Year's Eve we're there. You've been a couple of times.
Yep.
And before that, we went to Vegas. But that wasn't really New Year's. That was just after Christmas, we go to Vegas. Until that one year, we got
Yeah.
iced in, and then we
Pretty
switched
sure I
it
was
to
still in
Choctaw.
diapers when we were going to Vegas.
Probably. So we don't stay at the casino. We stay at the Holiday Inn that is very close to the casino. And this year we found out they have no shuttle.
Okay.
So my pops,
Oh, we've stayed there before, right? And they did have. A
they did
shuttle.
have a shuttle.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
that's where I stayed.
when my pops found that out, we were about 2 hours behind him. You remember Jen?
Jen. Yeah.
Yeah. We stopped and hung out with Jen for a little bit because she lives almost on the border of Texas and Oklahoma.
Gotcha.
So we went and hung out with her for a little bit. So we're delayed. My dad called me. He's like, "Hey, FYI, there's no shuttle. So when y'all get here, call me. I'll come pick y'all up, and then we'll just give you a ride home when we're done." It's like, how about we just take an Uber? That way you don't have to leave the casino because we're going to be drinking.
Right.
It was me, Jerry, my cousin, and his wife Brenda, my cousin-in-law, and our plan was, or we told him, was like, we'll just get an Uber. That way you don't have to worry about leaving the casino, coming back. That's a hassle. He already has a parking spot, has come pick us up.
Yeah.
So we're like, we'll just get an Uber. So I get the Uber. As soon as we got to the hotel, and it instantly says 10 minutes away. I'm like, all right. Or I said 12 minutes away. What does she need?
Ashtray.
Oh.
She found it.
So the Uber's 12 minutes away. You can use your words. Everybody knows you're in the studio.
This is performed in front of a live studio.
You don't have to
audience.
point at things like a fucking ape.
I didn't point. You pointed. I didn't point at shit.
But she's just looking around here like a dog, like a lost dog. And I know what she's looking for.
You doing that is more distracting to us than if you actually say, "Hey, where's the ashtray?"
I wasn't even part of this. Y'all were part of this. Continue with your Vegas
All
story.
right, so
So
Uber.
I call the Uber and it says it's going to be 12 minutes. So as soon as I get it, it says 10 minutes away. I was like, sweet. I tell Jerry and Brenda, like, all right, meet y'all downstairs in 10 minutes. Then I get a message from this guy. He's like, "Hey, I'm on another ride. I'll be about a little bit late." And it's like, "Do y'all mind waiting?" I was like, "How long?" He's like, "Man, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most." I was like, "You know what? This is an adventure. There's a reason it's happening, so yeah, I'll wait for you." And then he goes on to tell me, he's like, "Yeah, I came to pick up these 3 girls, and they're still getting ready." And so I was like, would it be easier for you to pick us up and take us and then come back and get them? He's like, "Well, Uber says I need to stay here until they're ready." It's like, and he was keeping me updated. He's like, "All right, one of them just came outside. They're almost ready. So just a few more minutes." And like, and I
That's
told
a bunch of BS. Is he getting paid for the time that he's sitting there waiting on them?
So I don't know.
Yes.
I'm assuming these girls are going to give him a good tip. I don't know. But in my mind, it's like, and he probably was lying when he said, he's like, "Yeah, there's only like 2 Uber drivers here. So we're double booked on everything." It's like, all right. So now we're downstairs waiting. And I tell me and Jerry talking about it. And he's like, "Let's just call another Uber." I was like, "No, let's see where this adventure takes us. It could be a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason we're supposed to get in this Uber."
Charlie
And then 20 minutes later, still waiting on these girls.
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
So y'all was just chilling.
He was just setting
We're
you up
just
for the rest of his lives.
we had beers outside the hotel, so we're drinking beers, just waiting for him. So it wasn't like we're doing nothing.
Right.
We're still
You're still having a
hanging
time,
out,
yeah.
and it wasn't cold,
Yeah.
so the weather's nice. It's not like we're in rain, miserable.
Right.
We're okay to wait. Another 10 minutes goes by, still nothing, and then I look down. It says your driver's. I say, "I'm moving. Your driver's so far away." Then he canceled our fucking trip.
He canceled it?
He canceled it?
He canceled the
my
fucking trip, and someone else picked it up.
Wow.
A lady picked it up, which I'm
He could have just done that the first time.
done at the very beginning.
Yeah.
After I've told him multiple times, like, we don't mind waiting.
Wow.
Then he made us wait for 30 fucking minutes and then canceled that shit.
The
a
ladies
dick
probably
move.
like invited him in. They're like, "Come on up," and he's like,
He's
"Hey,
like,
cancel this
"Cancel
shit."
this shit." Thanks, Ricky, but no thanks. And I couldn't find him because I wanted to go back and give him like 0 stars or the lowest you can give, but I
you
couldn't find him.
Damn.
Yeah, so
Can't you go back to like your old orders, or like because someone else?
because
picked
someone
you
else
up?
picked it up, it changed to hers.
Oh, that's
And
shitty.
this lady was so badass. Her name was Anissa.
I already love her.
She was in a minivan.
Okay, well, this was the party license you sent Snap up.
Yes.
Oh, I just saw this
Party
one.
minivan.
Yeah. This is in Oklahoma, correct? In the
Yes.
casino. Okay.
So she has LED lights all over her van. It's almost like it's cash cab, but we're just partying. and
in Oklahoma too, like in
Yeah.
Oklahoma, like this woman is
And
going crazy.
Brenda
Easy.
was.
Don't rag on
We're all
her
having a
low.
lot of fun, and she's like, "We're like, can we?
Bill.
Can we bring the rest of our beers with us?" He's like, "Yeah, just don't spill in my car." Like, done.
I'm not
So-
going to party foul like that. I don't waste beer.
So then she cranks up the music, and Brenda's amazed by these lights, by these LED lights, and because they're not like completely everywhere, but like
She was
on
so,
the
like,
seats,
fascinated on
on
how they
other
were, like,
seats
hooked
behind
up.
us, around those, and then she started changing colors, and Brenda was more fascinated.
Did I hear that
shit.
correctly? That she was like, "How were these hooked up? Like, how were
Yes.
they?" Yes, like
Like,
because
how
I
are
started
they- how are these
cracking up
doing this?
when I saw
because
that.
then she made it to where they were going to the beat of the music,
Yeah.
where they were changing to the beat of the music, and Brenda was so fucking happy. And then we finally made it to the casino after that motherfucker
At the end
canceled
of the
on
day,
us.
like adventure,
So you were
because like
going
was
to
an
the
adventure.
casino.
We were
You
going
weren't-
to the casino.
You weren't coming from the casino.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
coming
two
from
different things.
yeah, we were going to the casino.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so coming
I
back.
would have been pissed, to be honest. You waited over 20 minutes, and then the guy canceled.
well,
it.
for sure,
What
pissed.
pissed
But like,
me the
think
most
about,
part is that he canceled.
but think about it. If
After I said I had no problem waiting.
Yeah.
It's like,
if
we're
he
not-
would have canceled at the very beginning when you asked him to, you wouldn't have gotten Anissa. Like, you know what I mean? You would have got someone
Yeah.
else and would have been like, your adventure, you probably wouldn't have because she probably would have done another on it. She picked you up after dropping someone else off.
Yeah.
So she already would have had that. The best part is that the whole thing is it's an adventure. And you got the best adventure with the
had-
with the strobe lights in the car and the
yeah, that's
cash
what
cab
I
going on.
Club minivan is what I call
Yeah.
it. We were in club minivan.
That's right, you did.
So yeah, then we get to the casino and just go from bar to bar, drink beers.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun.
What casino?
Choctaw.
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 If you listen to any previous episodes, we talk about this a lot.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know if we listened. I don't know if we did talk about that.
Now we talked at the end of.
I'm sorry, but
a
there's
week
two
ago.
main
Oh,
ones
we
in there.
did.
How
Yeah,
dare
you're
I
right,
not know that you were at Choctaw instead of the
What's the other one called?
Windstar.
Windstar?
Well, I was.
Oh,
Well,
I
I've
thought you were
been-
asking me. I didn't
No.
know.
I've only been to Choctaw once or twice. I've been to Windstar.
Weenster.
Weenster.
So Choctaw has built a completely new, like almost double the
Wing?
size of it. They
Oh,
built
really?
a new
I
wing,
haven't been there for that.
and it wasn't there 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and so it's new and it's really nice. There's no smoking in there.
Is Mikey still here?
I don't know if
Mikey, you still on?
He's still
Yes,
get-
I'm
he-
here.
Okay, there you are, buddy. You're so quiet back there. Nothing like me.
Did you forget he was
I
setting
had
stuff
muted
up?
the phone that way I could.
I did know he was setting stuff up. I just didn't hear anything. And for me, I'm a bull. I didn't know he was that little ninja back there, able to set shit up without.
I
being...
like how you looked at the mixer, like the mixer was Mikey. It's like, is Mikey still there?
I was looking at your cell phone.
No,
I was looking at your
You
cell
were
phone.
you were looking
directly
straight
at the mixer.
Okay, y'all missed the fact that I looked at your cell phones first. They were black screens, so then I thought maybe.
But the thing is, she got me too because I was starting looking at the picture. I was like, hold on.
That's the only reason I noticed it. It was like, look at it. Mikey, is he there?
Is he there? But at least I can look and I can see his little.
The files are in the computer?
See. Okay, let's hold on. Just pause for a second.
That was a good
You
one.
just made a comment, and I'm supposed to just know
You did know.
exactly my point. If I would have sang "Dips Beneath the Lasers," Mikey, do you know what I'm talking about? If I were to say Catherine Zeta-Jones, and I would have sang like "She dips beneath the lasers,"
I have no idea what that is.
fucking hate you. I feel like I'm
have
Lester
no
right
idea.
now. I liked you, and now I don't. So.
But the problem is she won't be quiet like Lester.
Yeah. Okay, Mikey, are you ready? Are you set up?
Yeah. Let me grab this guitar.
All right. How's the cigar?
Cigar's good. It's not the same. So there was 2 that were the same, like Olivia ones, like the same size that what's his name had the other night when we were at the bar, and I took a chance and 50-50 chance and I failed. I lost that one. It's still good. It just wasn't the one that I wanted, but it's good still.
All right,
Would you like
Mikey,
to
whenever
try?
you're ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I was gonna. I'll do a theme song, and y'all let me know how that audio is.
Okay, so you're going to do the Sims and Leon theme song.
And that's for which cat again?
This is Conrad's.
This is Conrad's, the New York beat bopper.
Yeah.
Beat bopper.
Try to turn the mic off.
Well, you know, hey, sometimes you're on and sometimes you're off. The wonderful world of live music and editing here. We'll try.
I love it.
That doesn't like blow things out on your end or anything.
But it's not super loud on our end.
It's not super loud. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll move the phone closer to the guitar amp. And we've dropped the phone.
And we're live. See, okay, now I definitely know you had it muted because you are a bull as well. And I'm not the only one that sounds like this in the background. Thank you, Mikey, for coming and joining and making me not the only one.
All right, here. Now the phone is closer to the amp. We'll try that.
All right.
What do you think? Sounds better?
That's better.
Yeah.
That's what we
Okay. So we're doing Lester's song, huh?
Yeah, let's hear
yeah.
Lester's
Lester's.
song.
I haven't really played this for many people. It's not fully written, and when I say that, it's like I depending on what day you catch me, I'll play it differently. So let's see how it goes.
Are you playing this live?
Yes.
Oh, it makes me so much happier. I thought this was like a
Is it-
recorded
Did
thing.
you just not figure that out?
I am slow, okay? I have had a long day of Baileys and tequila.
All right, whenever you're ready, Mike.
Forgive
Let's
me,
try.
Mikey.
And you know, I've already messed up, so that sucks on that end. Here, let's
So it sounds good. I mean, I like the beat of it, but because we're over the phone, it's kind of cutting in and out a little bit.
Yeah.
Not like bad reception, just the audio. Because
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we could tell on the beat, like it.
Yeah.
you know,
I already like Lester a lot. I feel like I know who he is through and through now. So, and if it makes you feel any better, nobody else knows you messed up. If you wouldn't have said anything, nobody would have known.
Nobody knows.
Right. Well, there we go.
There you go.
So if you ever want to, I think you should do a recording for that. We could play on our
Yeah,
show for
for sure.
Shout out
Yeah,
to Lester
maybe,
as well.
I'll try doing that. It'll,
Whenever
give me a kick in the ass to actually get it written better. And,
Kick in the ass. Yeah.
it's
whenever you
Final
want
Four.
to.
So where did you rest? So Lester, why can't I remember your other cat's name?
Conrad.
I for some reason I want to call him Celeste, and I'm not quite sure why. But Conrad was rescued from New York. You said correct? Did I get that correctly?
They both were, yeah.
They both
We got
were.
Lester first, and then Conrad second.
Okay. Is Conrad a little bit more of the social butterfly? Will
Yes,
he
loves
like everyone?
all people. He loves everyone. He wants to be petted. He just wants to cuddle, and
He's just happy to be
sleeps
off
with
the
my wife
streets.
and I.
He's just happy to be off the streets. He's like, I am
I think so.
happy.
Whereas Lester is constantly looking for a way out and back onto the street.
So both of my cats are rescues as well. The job I do, I'm able to kind of drive around and find cats.
Yeah, that's all she does.
That's all. Actually, that's really all
Oh,
I do.
nice.
It's not my
That's cool.
job title, but it really ends up being all I do is just kind of driving around finding cats throughout the night.
Nice.
I work overnight, so that being said, both my cats are rescues, and both of them, every time the door is open, they have just their prey eyes on the door, like they're about to run out. And I'm like, I give you nothing but a happy, loving home. Like, I have taken you off the streets. Like, why do you try to leave me? I'm just terrified. Have yours ever gotten outside before, like, without you letting them?
Not really, other than just like he snuck out the door when I had opened the door and didn't want him to go out. But
I'm just so terrified to make them an indoor-outdoor cat because I want them to, because I want them to be able to go outside because all my cats previously, but I'm terrified that I'm going to let them out and be like, bye, bitch. Thanks for the time.
yeah, they don't go out on their own.
Yeah, I'm terrified that they'll just be like, ooh, all right.
There's a better life out there.
Yeah,
There is no.
and Mikey, your
there's no
backyard is
better.
pretty secure, so I don't think they would have a way to get out of your backyard.
secure.
Well, for cats.
I've seen them
Cats, they
eyeing it.
jump. Like, they go up in the tree, they'll climb in, they'll go over. There is no security for cats.
Okay, that's fair. I didn't think about that.
I've seen them
not like
eyeballing
dogs.
it, and I've seen them like making the plan in their head, like, oh, I could go here, there, but I never let them get too far. I'm like, hey, get back in the
Just
house.
shut
And
that
like-
shit down.
Like if they did, they'd get out and like, okay,
The fuck?
now I need back in.
Yeah, they're like, wait a second, I have wet food and dry food at home. I don't have to hunt.
Right.
Hold on a second.
All right, Mikey, I pulled up your Twitch stream from last night just so Shallbee can see your studio.
Okay.
So let's get our first reaction. I was hoping it'd be a spot where you're dancing, which you were at first, but now you're just talking to the mic.
Last night was experimenting with a different setup with the lights because I've got nothing but fluorescent,
Yeah.
the long fluorescent bulbs in my studio. And last night I went with something else. And
He's got a lot of sounding in the back.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff. So there's a bunch of guitars behind him. There's a drum set behind him.
The Jameson.
Yeah, he's
bottle
got
in
more of
the
a
front,
studio
the
than what we
theater.
got.
Yeah.
Ah, the Misfits. I see you. I see you.
Yeah. And
Although that your Halloween hasn't gone down, my Halloween has yet to go down as well. So
yeah, I mean, those are just like permanent fixtures in the studio.
you're like, no, those like it's not Halloween.
And-
that is just my life.
the Pac-Man tablecloth
Yeah.
or blanket, I guess.
It took me a second. I was like, credit, and I'm like, oh, that's the lives left. I see you.
Yeah, so that's pretty fun.
I
Okay,
like your setup. It looks good.
So when I was there for Thanksgiving, me and Mikey were standing kind of close to a bar height countertop, and Lester jumped up next to me, and he's just sitting there looking at me. I look back at him. He looks at me. I look back at him. We go back and forth a couple of times, and he seems pretty cool. And then he kind of gives me one of those,
Like, hey, I'm more than you, motherfucker.
yeah. And I'm like, bro, I was standing here. You're the one who came up, so
He needs to let you know that this is his home.
So I took like 2 steps away, and then I could see him looking at me going, all right, let me figure out the physics of this so I can jump on his face from here.
No, what he was doing was like realizing, I just won. I told you to back the fuck up, motherfucker, and you did.
This is my countertop, bitch.
No, so there. Okay, again, you're going to say that I'm questioning, or that I'm questionable information. However, cats are hierarchy, right? And if they sit higher than you, or if they constantly are putting themselves above you, that lets you know that they're they believe that they are the runners of the area.
Well, it's her.
That's a Lion
Yeah, it's
King.
his house. I mean,
Right.
he should be.
Well, so my cats do the same. My cats will sleep above my head, telling me that I am not. I might be
They are
their
your-
owner, but
yeah.
they are my master.
Exactly.
And and it's true because when they want me to wake up, I'm awake. When they want me to feed them, I do. Everything they want from me, I do. And I think that I own them, but no, I am owned by 2 cats now.
my dog doesn't let me sleep in the bed. Like she gives me a little spot of it, but not much. Like back when I had 2 dogs, it made sense. They take up a lot of room, but now with just Lady G, she takes up more room than her and her sister used to. Huh. And she'll literally, like I'm sleeping, she'll literally try to push me off, like push me with her paws.
Like lock out her paws. Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you trying to kick me out of the fucking bed? I give you a home. You're a freeloading little bitch that does nothing. You don't contribute.
I called my mom up the other day whenever like the cats, I was on the phone with my mother. And I just start like yelling at the cats. And I'm like, why don't you just respect what I've given? I'm like, just like tearing into them. And I go, and then I stopped for a second. I was like, Mom, is this how y'all felt? And she goes, so many days raising you and your daughter. I thought, how much can like, I raised you, I birthed you, like I give you nothing but love and like everything. And she's like, and y'all would do this to me? And I was like, I'm so sorry. And she's like, I thought it would be children. I know, but for her, she's like, I thought it would be children that would make you realize that you were a little shithead growing up. But she's like, it was 2 cats.
It was 2 cats.
And you know what, whatever it took, thank you for apologizing. And I'm like, you deserve so much.
All right, Mikey, I need Shallbee to hear your dentist story because I want to see her reactions.
The dentist story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
so when he moved to Colorado, I'll let you tell. But
yeah. So I mean, I guess you've seen the video, so you see my hair.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm at the dentist. It's a new dentist, my first time there. And
so was this like when y'all first moved to Colorado or
no? This is
recently?
like a year ago.
Okay.
A year ago.
So, granted to say, the story ended with you finding a new dentist, so I can already see where this is going.
Yes. And granted, it would have happened anyway because she eventually, after my visit, emailed us and was like, I've sold the practice and I'll be retiring. I was like, is this why you did this? But so I'm in the chair. They've got me all leaned back.
The foreshadowing already is great.
The technician does my cleaning. And then, after they do the cleaning, they get the dentist to come in, the actual doctor to come and look at it, make sure everything's good. So the doctor comes in and she's just like, oh my God, look at your hair. That's so beautiful. You've got all these curls and just like, I'd like to keep this.
She's giving you a compliment.
I guess.
And there's nothing wrong with her just giving you a compliment, telling you have nice hair.
Yeah, I mean it's all right. I mean, I don't want to hear anything about it really.
You're like, it's my hair.
I don't know.
She didn't walk in the room and you didn't go, oh my God, you have gray hair. It's so nice and gray. Like you're
right.
Like, or you have such hair. Like you're like, I don't talk about yours, don't talk about mine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to keep this to,
professional patient
to teeth and oral health care here and stuff. And
yeah, you're like, I'm on a date. Leave me alone.
She starts running her fingers through my hair. She's grabbing my hair. And she's like, this is just so beautiful. I can't believe this. And I'm like, yeah, I can't believe it either. Like, you shouldn't be touching my hair, Like,
as she's about to put her hands in your mouth.
I know.
Are you flossing with my strands? Leave me alone.
And then then the technician starts up and she's like, oh, I know. Isn't it just the best? I can't believe it, And I'm just like, you were thinking this the entire time too? Like,
but at least she didn't say anything. Yeah. She didn't make it a subject.
No, the worst part is that you were like thinking like, oh God, the technician's here. Thank God she's about to chime in. And you're thinking she's going to save you. Like yeah, it's nice. Right. Stop that. Like, hey, here's your tools. Get your hands out of that man's hair. And she was like, oh yeah. And like all of a sudden you have like a head massage by both of them.
She had all the tools she needed.
Yeah.
I think
oh my God.
I think what would have been great is if the dentist invited the technician over to feel it as well. Like, here, run your finger through it. Yeah. It feels.
Oh, you like it too?
Oh,
here,
so
feel how soft it is. Could you imagine like someone else like walking by that room and just seeing this and being like, the fuck?
Hey, y'all come feel his hair.
I was the only one there. I was the last patient of the day.
Oh, which makes you feel so dirty all of a sudden.
And nobody else is there. The doors are locked. She turns down the lights.
She puts on some like gloves all of a sudden and you're like, what is happening?
Like, I go home and I'm talking to my wife, Haley. I'm like, look, this happened at the dentist.
Babe, I swear I didn't ask for it.
Yeah, I was like, whatever. I guess like I do have hair, and like it to some people it's different. And I guess most guys don't have hair like this, and whatever. You could actually just like my hair. And she's like, no, that's not right. They shouldn't be touching your hair, And I was like, yeah, exactly. No, they shouldn't. Like that's fucked up. And so her appointment is like a few days later. She goes and she's like, they're like, oh. Haley Gabbard, your husband was just in here, right? And she's like, yeah, he was in here the other day. She's like, oh my God, he has the best, most beautiful hair in the world. And I'm just like, you went on and about it to her too? Like, damn, man, like.
At least that tells you one thing. At least you know it wasn't like something dirty, like or like something like inappropriate. Because like if they're gonna tell the wife like that, just them being like she just your dentist or your old dentist did not understand like social like awareness
Boundaries.
or social boundaries. Yeah, she
Right.
just was like, I wonder how many other people she's like,
Molested.
their heads with. Like,
See, and I've been on that. I guess this isn't a story I've shared with many people, but I've been on the end of that before, where like I've been kind of like sexually assaulted by a woman and taken advantage of, and it was really, it was rough. And this, I was like, this wasn't exactly that, but I still felt some kind of way about it. But
You still felt like you should tell somebody about it. Like,
you still felt a little dirty afterwards, like you had to take a shower. I get it.
and I like the time before was, I guess I can tell the story. Why not?
I mean, you don't
So
have
I used to when I was in my the other punk band I used to be in, Uppy Alex, towards the end of days of it, I would always wear women's clothing when I would play with them. Skirts, little like lingerie halter tops, spaghetti strap things, and
I remember watching you play a couple of shows, and you had your dresses on.
yeah. I mean, I was
Like a
I was
sundress.
young.
You had a sundress on when I watched you.
Oh yeah, I had this prom dress that I borrowed.
Oh yeah, maybe it was a
from
prom dress.
A girl, and yeah, it was a really nice dress. I like that dress a whole lot.
It fit very nice. It was nice material.
I completely
didn't itch at all.
I completely forgot that you had that bit, and I love it.
And so it wasn't like I wasn't like presenting myself as a woman. I don't think it wasn't this like trans thing or anything like the
it
kids
was just
are
I'm being
into now.
funny, and I am a
It's-
man dressing up as like
It made
in
me
women's
feel
clothing.
good.
It's
I
being
felt good.
in a punk band and doing punk stuff.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like to me, it was like, all right, we're four white dudes playing fucking punk music. Like it's nothing different.
Yeah,
Right.
But
find a way
if
to
I
stand
wear
out.
some women's clothing, we might get the attention of people who don't give a fuck about the punk end of things. You know.
I mean, I'd watch it if I knew about it.
Yeah,
I'd listen to you.
And and back then I also think it probably helped me, get the attention of some young women that I probably wanted that at the time, and worked in
Keyword
my
that
favor.
you wanted.
Yes. So this particular story was, I was in that same dress that Ricky saw me in. I went with a friend of mine. We went to this club in Dallas called the
We should move that
Church,
to our table.
Yeah.
and the theme for that night was Prom Night 1984. So I was like, all right, I'm going to wear my prom dress. I was super broke at the time, and back then all I really wanted to do was get drunk, like really hammered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
back
so
then.
I got there. If you got there before 10 o'clock, drinks were cheap. And I think I had like $14.
so you're getting as many cheap drinks as you could.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to get there before 10. I can afford 3 drinks and like a $2 tip,
Yeah, so what time
And
was your
so-
show then?
No, this wasn't a show. This
Okay.
it was at a golf club. It was Prom Night 1984.
I love it already.
What's the
I
theme of
wish
it?
I would have known about that. I would have been there.
And so, I had finished the 3 drinks I could afford, and I was like, all right, it's time. Now I've got to find somebody to buy me drinks, right? So
Because
struck
I'm in
up-
women's clothing, so like people are gonna buy my drinks.
And you're in your
I
cute
struck up this
dress.
conversation with an older woman. At the time I was probably 25, and she must have been early 40s.
Found yourself a cougar.
And she was like, yeah, like, we're talking. She's like, oh, you want a drink? And I'm like, fuck yeah. The plan is in action here. It's
Full
paying off.
force.
So we go to the bar. She buys me, I'm drinking double rum and cokes. She
Smart
buys me
man.
2.
Ooh.
Oh.
And
Oh.
She
she's like,
had
all
a
right.
purpose in mind.
Hold on.
She was en route to it.
Hold on, did you get Bill Cosby?
Yes.
No,
Kinda.
that's not
Well,
funny. We can't laugh now.
There wasn't any, I don't think she drugged me. Now that has happened to me before, but
Jesus.
not with these
Well,
consequences.
Now, you've also drugged yourself before.
Yeah. I mean,
He's like, this is taking a turn.
I've done every drug under the sun. And so, you purposely trying to drug me probably isn't going to get you too
Yeah.
far.
My body has making immune to this already.
It's like, I'd rather buy you drinks that's going to be cheaper than the drugs I have to buy.
Right. So she's like, all right, let's go sit down. But she's like, drink these, hammer them, start drinking. Before we even get to our seats, she's already drank her 2 drinks. And she's like, are you not finished? And I'm like, fuck, I'm
trying.
I'm chugging my way through this first one, you know? She's like, well, hurry up, finish them. Let's get back in line. So we get back in line at the bar and we buy 2 more.
So she's very efficient.
Yeah. She's like,
She can suck it down.
But what was she drinking? Was she drinking the same thing or?
I don't think it was rum and cokes, but it was some sort of mixed drink.
Okay.
So equivalent. Hopefully it was tequila.
Well, Mikey's drinking doubles.
Right. Hopefully she's drinking doubles too. Or maybe
I
she's
think
just
she was.
maybe she was just drinking water and she was just trying to get you drunk.
I mean, maybe. I didn't pay attention to her drink order that well.
You're
I just
like,
knew
I
that
was
she
just
was
curious
buying a
about
drink.
mine.
Yeah, you're happy you're getting drinks.
Yeah.
Your purpose
I was
was
like,
your
fucking
drink
it,
and your
like-
drink only.
You have accomplished your goal.
Yes. And so we get 2 more, and we go to sit down, and she's like, well, let's go sit upstairs, because it had this, like, balcony. You could look over the main dance floor. I'm like, yeah, sure, that's fine. And so we sit upstairs, like, on this bench seat, and she starts trying to make out with me, and I'm like, like, I don't...
What did you expect getting the
Okay.
drink spot for you, bro? Like
So,
she
I
took you
know,
upstairs
no.
secluded.
When you said
I
she's
know.
older, let's go into how much older. So at this time, you're 25, 26.
She's
Was she at least a cute 40?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
No, she was.
Okay.
But I don't know. I wasn't into it on that end. Like, I didn't want to hook up with her.
Yeah, you just wanted her to buy you drinks.
yeah.
Right.
Did you tell her that before she bought the drinks? Because that's every other
No,
woman.
I didn't tell her that.
You were
I didn't tell
feeling
her
your
that.
outfit through and through that night.
But so she, she starts trying to make out with me, and I'm like, oh, trying to like laugh it off. I'm drinking still, and she starts kissing me on my neck, and then she bites me like really fucking hard on my neck.
This
And
bitch
I'm
might have
like,
been a vampire.
Dude, and we were at a golf club, so maybe I'm out of my own realm here.
You were out of your league. No, you weren't out of your realm. You were out of your
Yeah, I
league
feel
that
like
night.
the only
son.
reason that would happen at a golf course if she was a hooker.
I guess.
Sure.
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. We frequent the goth clubs, not the fucking golf course.
I mean, I
Okay.
can tell you, I'm not gonna pay anyone to bite me. So.
I mean, there's a niche
that's not
there,
my
okay?
thing.
Like, maybe.
But maybe
I mean, she drew some blood, and like
Holy shit.
So she's
it
big.
hurt bad. Like it was bad. Where I was like, "What the fuck?" And like I had to turn and
Did
look
you
at
punch
her.
her?
Like, all fucked
Tell
up,
me you punched her.
And like, so I'm like, whatever, we're drinking.
Whatever. That's when you get up and you walk away.
this
should have.
is
At that
how
point,
no
I should
hold
have
on.
gotten up.
That's
This-
how women get like
Okay, you said when you got to this place you had $14 and you could buy 3 drinks and tip $2. So now it's like she can nibble on me a little bit. She's still buying me drinks.
Nibble though.
Yeah, she didn't nibble. She marked him. Literally.
I guess maybe I was still looking for another 2 drinks. After that.
She
I
did
wasn't
say,
quite
let's go
where I
back to the
wanted
bar.
be.
She did say, let's get back in line. So she had intentions to get another ground. Okay, so
So she bit me.
she bit
I'm
me.
really upset about it because, like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that hurt. It wasn't just like this sexy nibble. Like, it fucking hurt,
Bitch.
But not too upset to just leave.
Yeah.
So
You're upset,
Right.
but you're not too upset.
so maybe
Yeah.
she's mad at you for like blowing her off while she's trying to make out. She's like, well, fuck this guy. I'm gonna bite him.
Maybe.
We're
Sitting there, we're drinking a little bit, kind of making out. And now
Kind
she
of
puts her
making
hand under my dress and she's grabbing my junk, right?
I'm sorry.
I'm like,
I'm
oh,
sorry.
man.
That's story.
This
I
is-
don't mean to laugh during your like sexual assault story, but just
here's it makes it.
he
this
put
is
it under
Mikey-
my dress,
This is Mikey
grabbing
being
my
a
crotch.
great storyteller right here. He's telling a story of a weird thing that happened, but you're still saying it in a funny way somehow.
Thank
Hey,
you.
I can find the humor in it, I guess, now.
Yeah, you guess now because it's already happened. You can't take away that memory.
Yeah.
Obviously, you should write a song about this.
Yeah.
Oh, man, maybe I should. I never thought about that.
Old lady put her
So-
hand up my dress.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
now she got her hand on my junk, and I'm like, fuck, like, this is going into an area where I wasn't trying to take it, and I guess I'm still kind of, like, drinking. And like, I'm trying to get her hand off of me. And
She has a hold of him though.
oh, no, she's got it. And then the next thing I know, she's going down on me.
Oh,
What the
shit.
And I'm like, I know. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is getting dangerous. Now, I don't want this right now. This is already a woman who's bitten me. So, like, I'm not trying to, like, yank her off, I'm not trying to, like, grab her by her hair and, like,
I'm not
pull
trying to
her back
lose
or
my
anything.
manhood. I'm already in a dress.
So, security starts walking by. And he's got a flashlight out. And he's pointing it right at this action. And he's just he's just like smiling, and I'm mouthing the words help,
Oh my
help,
God.
help, and he just starts laughing
Tell
and
me.
walks off.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shit!
I'm like, oh my God, like
That
what the
is
fuck, like,
not
what'd I do?
okay.
And I was like, look, I've got to go to the bathroom. If we don't go right now, I'm gonna piss in your mouth. Like this is gonna happen. And she's like, okay,
Hold on.
let's go. And
Yeah, I was going to say, did she follow you to the bathroom?
she grabs my hand and leads me to the women's bathroom.
Did she think that you were like trying to just be like coy and like, let's go do it in the bathroom?
I guess, I don't know. Maybe she took it at that. I was just trying to like get away.
At
you
what
know?
point do you just like break the wrist and walk away? Like, at what point do you like?
Well, he was too scared with the teeth.
I mean,
I
understandably.
was really scared.
I mean,
And
she sounds terrifying. Like, I'd be scared of her.
so she's leading me to the women's bathroom and she's like running there. And luckily, thank the fucking moon and stars, the toilet had backed up in the women's bathroom. And the floor was just soaking wet.
Oh, thank
and
God.
she's like running in there. And I mean, like a cartoon, head over heels. She's like feet in the air and just boom, right on her back onto this like nasty, wet, bathroom floor.
You're like,
And
I
just
don't
turn
need
around
drinks
and
that
start
bad.
Running.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
no, I was like,
goodness.
I'm out. I just turned around and started running. I found my friend and I'm like, this is what happened. This shit just went down. It's crazy. And
She just went
you
down.
know,
I'm so happy you got out of that one. Like, ultimately unscathed, but like, you still, she drew. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through that. On women's behalf, I apologize for her poor taste. Not poor taste, but her poor actions and her poor decision making that night. I am so sorry.
Mikey Unlikely got me too.
I think you
Ish.
should find out her name and go after her.
oh, there's no way.
You're like, no,
never
got
I don't
her
ever
name.
want to think about her again.
There's
No,
a
but
pod-
like on a true like statement, I am so sorry on like women's behalf. Like, I am so sorry that she did that, because a lot of women are stupid and think that I can't assault men. Men always want like sex, but no, that's a false statement. Like, unless you're asked or unless there's like a consensual party on both sides, not okay.
And definitely
So I
don't
am
bite
so
your
so-
way to it.
Well, I mean, like, nibbles are okay, but yeah, like drawing blood, unless you're like, hey, you into vampirism too? Like, let's do this. Like, unless again, two consensual parties are drawing blood together, don't be doing that shit. So
And, I feel like a lot of guys might not even understand it. They're just like, whatever, like you're getting drinks and you're getting your dick sucked in the club. Like, it's fucking cool, And
but
it's
again,
like,
that comes
no,
down
it
between.
wasn't.
But that comes down between two consensual. Like, that's a consensual guy. That's like whatever woman comes up to me and wants to. But if you aren't wanting it, like, it's like that's where it becomes the this is not okay moment.
I guess I shouldn't have been wearing that dress.
It's
No,
it's how you're
no,
dressed.
negative.
You should
Don't
not
you
have been-
put that on them? No, because that makes every other woman that's ever been sexually assaulted saying that it was the outfit
I
they
know.
were wearing.
You should
So,
not have been dressed so sexy, Mikey.
It was my fault for what I
looking
was
so
wearing. and
damn
looking so
good. No, it is her fault, 1000%. You could have walked in there because you were walking in looking like a dime piece, and all you wanted were free drinks. And you know what? You had the right to have free drinks all night with no sexual assault or biting.
And
I
no-
could have made myself more clear about that. I could have been like, "Hey, I'm just trying to get some drinks, have some fun."
See, yeah. And what the
Leave the
problem
goods
is,
alone.
Okay, I mean, yes, but like,
So
this, like, without making this too serious, the blame does not lay on you at
No,
all.
no, not at all.
Like, nothing you did
No,
that night
I
was
don't think
anything
so.
like, there was nothing you could have done differently that made that woman go, hey, I want to put my mouth on you, until you said,
So-
hey, do it.
I'm going to say this.
Oh, we're getting
Super
serious.
secret time. I feel like she's like the cat you were talking about. Once she started getting pet, she goes into hunting mode.
Yeah, she did go to honeymoon.
And her first instinct was like, if I bite his neck and draw blood and I start putting my mouth on other things, he will never tell me to stop because of the implications.
Maybe that was maybe your thought.
She was running the dentist system that night.
She was running the dentist system.
Maybe
I'm so glad you got that reference.
she was.
The dentist system. Yeah.
So, all right, I think Dustin needs to take a pee break. That's-
Oh,
all right,
why is that blinking?
that's because he played the pee break noise. Well, we're not going to take a break. We'll just keep going. We'll keep
Yeah,
chatting.
just
he's
I
fine.
was gonna say
It'll
mute
stop.
his, but you didn't mute his. So,
I mean, yeah, we can mute his.
well, ultimately, like, that was terrible on that woman's behalf. But I do appreciate your storytelling, like your ability to tell stories, because not a lot of people have it. I do not have a storytelling gift. I lose the punchline. I like sidetrack multiple times. My ADD brain does not allow it. So, but you do such a good job of telling the story.
It's weird. Like, I need someone to bounce off of, and I need them to like spark these memories for me. Because if you're like, tell us an interesting story, there's no way I would have thought of that one and told you that. So so I mean,
like she says, she's not a good storyteller, but she is.
Oh.
But she's great as when you're telling a story, her reactions, she'll keep it flowing very well. She knows the right way to keep it going without even trying.
I'm a conversationalist. I thrive off of this right here, like doing like podcasts like this, where it's not like, hey, tell me about a time, and you're like, no, don't do that. Like, just sit down, let's have a couple drinks, let's have a conversation, and let's just be ourselves with it. Now, if you tell, like you said, like Mikey, like if you're like, tell me a story about your life. Like, what was the time that you felt like you were violated? You're like, I don't know. Or like, tell me a time that's a funny story. And you're like, I don't know. But when you start like making like the conversation going is whenever everything kind of flows out naturally, which makes it.
Yeah, like before we started recording today, you asked me and Dustin, like, so what topics are we talking about? We're like, don't worry about it.
Well, I was also asked. Somebody asked me. They're like, "Did you bring your like speaking topics?" I said, "Was I supposed to bring those?"
No.
I was like, "Oh my god!" Like all of a sudden, I got really nervous because, what do you mean? I feel like that was an interview kind of thing, and I was like, oh, "I don't have a speaking topic."
It's not an interview, and we're very relaxed, low key. We don't have like topics. We have things. I have a story. Dustin has a story, and then we'll just bounce off each other and move from
things
there.
That you want to make sure you talk about, but not like,
yeah,
we're going to talk about this.
Like if we get to this, we get to this. If not, we'll just keep riffing back and forth. And that's what this is.
Yeah, or you find a way to roundabout back to it.
Yeah, and 90% of the time, the stuff we say we're going to talk about, we never get to, just because, especially when you're here, or like Aliki or Jorge, and even Mikey, just on this conversation. Right. You bounce back and forth, and it just flows and keeps going. It's awesome.
Well, it's so hard to like whenever you try to make sure you hit those points that you're in this rhythm, and you're going. All of a sudden, it's like, well, let me talk about this, and you're just like, oh, you just cut off such a flow.
You don't want to end the rhythm,
right? And so, but
I'm trying to end her rhythm.
You can just like turn my mic off. Like my mic would totally just turn off.
Not gonna turn your mic off.
Don't do it. It'll hurt my feelings.
All right, Mikey, tell me another interesting story. I'm just kidding.
Tell me, Mikey, about the time that you felt most stressed in your life. So I actually, funny thing about that is, so I went through an interview recently and for a different section in my, for my job that I have. And there's a different like little team that I'm trying to go for. I sit down, one of the guys that was on the interview board was like, you don't have to worry about it. Just come in, be yourself. Right. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Like, okay. I stress myself out. I hate being center of attention as much as that like sounds crazy. I like being center of attention when it comes to
naturally
sitting like this. I have a very big personality. I typically get it. But at the end of the day, I don't like being center of attention. If someone else took the center, I'm okay with it. I'll give it away as soon as
you don't seek it out. It just kind of happens.
Yes. But at the same time, whenever I have 5 people on a panel staring at me and asking me questions about myself, like, tell me about yourself. And you're like, or like, tell me about yourself. I'm like, I don't know. So that being said, I had the question going, what was the most stressful moment in your life? And I'm like, good. Like
this right here.
Crickets.
This right here.
That was my answer. My answer was, this interviews in general are my most stressful moments in my life. But like I was silent, and then I'm like scanning the panel, and they're all looking at me, and they like are ready to write down my answer. And then all of a sudden, like I can tell that I'm pausing too long, that I'm not answering quick enough.
Yeah.
And they now look up at me like they're like shocked, like, okay, well, like, where's your answer? And now they're like, are you going to answer? So now I feel even more nervous, and I'm like, I don't have an answer to this. So finally I came up with an answer, but I hate those moments. I hate tell me the most, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like, if it's not a natural conversation, it's hard to, I almost died just now.
Yes, it's hard to naturally pull something out. So, I mean, and a good interviewer, like y'all have done, is you start it up, you naturally find your way into the conversation.
You still aren't concerned that I'm dying over here.
I'm trying to talk through your death. Okay,
Drinks more beer.
I'm trying to be kind and like.
What happened? A fly in or something, or what?
I was swallowing this beer and it kind of shot down somewhere it wasn't supposed to.
Welcome to womanhood.
Okay.
A lot of times men don't care we're dying either.
And I've said
they're like, you got this. Keep going, babe.
I've said this many times before. Bert Kreischer is my favorite comedian out there.
Is he?
I love his podcast with Tom Segura, and we saw him live last month. It was awesome. He does his stand up with his shirt off.
Okay.
That's his bit.
Mhm.
But he's very funny.
Okay.
So he was on the KFC radio podcast, which is a part of Barstool, and it was the favorite podcast I've ever watched. I've brought this up before. He's the reason we started doing this again, because he said something in there that was like, oh, that makes sense. If you have the capability of doing it, just do it.
Just do it.
And at
Don't hold back.
the way it ended, him and Tom did this at one of the very early episodes of Two Bears One Cave, but he did it with the KFC radio guys.
2 girls, 1 cup.
No, Two Bears One Cave.
I misunderstood.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Keep going. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And he was like, one thing. As soon as me and Tom did this, I knew he would be down for anything for that podcast. That's what I knew was going to be successful. And what they did was, they took water bottles, and each one of them went down on the water bottle, and was like, you decide when you come and you squeeze the water bottle, so we know what it's like when you finish in someone's mouth without giving warning. So then all 3 of them did that, and they're going hard on these water bottles, and they all squeeze the bottles at some point, and they start laughing. And Bert, the guy who water bottle Bert was holding, was like, I didn't know what to do because you were making yourself gag and pretty much coming on your own, because the coming was when you squeezed it. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. So if you have any interest in finding that, go to the KFC Radio podcast, watch the episode of Bert Kreischer when he's in studio.
Done.
And it is one of my favorite single podcast episodes I've ever seen. I highly recommend it.
I already love that one. And I don't know if a water bottle really is like an adequate like comparison.
No. So I know it's not an adequate comparison, but they just want to
Just like for you to get like an idea, but like unless it's a squirt bottle where it's like literally hitting the farthest point of your throat, like
Well, so they're squeezing it really hard.
yeah, but like
But
that's
it's not.
like,
I know it's not the same,
Yes.
but it still gives you
That,
that
like,
sensation
goddamn.
of I was not expecting that. You could have gave me a warning.
I mean, like, let's be honest. Like, if the woman wasn't expecting it, like, she's just surprised as much as you are. Like, I did a good job. I got that. That's the first time I've ever done that. Like, if she's done it and she knows what she's doing, she knows that you're about to, because like she knows what she's doing. But it's usually
Yeah.
the guy that's surprised that it's about to happen. Like, fuck, I'm sorry, baby. And you're like, no, like I knew it was happening. Like I knew, I got that.
I feel like it's just common courtesy to.
But
let
no,
them
the
know.
part that usually is the most surprising, it's like so much. You're like,
Oh.
you're like, how is that much produced? That's the part that's the most terrifying,
I think
because you
we,
feel like you're drowning.
I think we need a new segment of what did we just learn about?
I'm speaking on all behalf of
So,
all women, because
this
I
way-
feel
this
like
way-
we need a new segment about what we just learned about Shallbee.
Yes.
Right.
You don't want somebody comes through your drive-through and start ordering. And it's like recognize, like, oh, you're the girl that doesn't like when a guy explodes in his mouth. In your mouth.
No, I don't mind it. I
You don't
just
mind it. It's just shocking when the amount.
I mean, I think if they ever were to look at me and be like, "Oh, you don't like that," I'd be like, "Oh, but you do." Like, it doesn't shock you. I'd be like, "Let's act like we haven't all been there." And if they haven't, be better, women. Be better. Like those are the moments that I don't want them to be able to associate to me when I tell women to be better.
All right, I think we've come to a good stopping point.
Yeah, I'll take so.
All right, Mikey, let's plug your Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Mr. Mikey Unlikely.
That is spelled MrMikeyUnlikely.
That's it.
That's it.
That's
And
it.
You do it pretty much once a week. Like,
Yeah, I try to do it once a week.
What time do you normally go on?
It's normally pretty late. Huh?
It's late, yeah.
It's like
Yeah, it's
After
usually like
dark.
9 o'clock your time. I try to do it at 8 my time.
So 9 to what? 9 to 11?
9 to
11,
12,
12. 9 to no,
yeah,
9 to midnight.
9 to midnight.
Yeah, because it's 3 hours.
Yeah. What I say?
9 to
I
3.
You said
I meant
nine.
So
3
you
hours.
you merge the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
Math was also not your strong
No.
suit. So
No.
spelling,
We-
math,
we
just
went through
school.
that.
School in general was not his
We've
strong
gone through
suit.
that.
If I listened to podcast 1 and 2, you would have known that, Shallbee.
Mikey, thank you so much for jumping on. And this was literally last minute. I sent a message in the Twitch stream last night. Saying,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, you want to jump on the podcast tomorrow? And you're like, yeah, what time? And I told you, it's like, your time or my time? I was like, oh, our time. I was like, that worked. Because then it's not too early for you. And then we started an hour late because Shallbee couldn't make
Shallbee?
it in time.
Do
Shall
not
we
act
start
like you
late?
were not in there grubbing down on some food. And by the time we both finished eating, we were
Shelby
both
was
out
making
here.
her drink, and we had to wait another 20 minutes.
No, don't act like you didn't ask me. I said I will only make a drink if you want one, and you said I want one. So don't act like I was
no.
anything. I was not the reason for this being
That's
late.
what Justin was saying. Is like she was also making you a drink. He was saying it to me, not to you.
No, he was saying it to me. He was saying I was in there making a drink, which made me even later.
fine.
Oh, I thought
It's all
he was
fine.
saying you were making me a drink.
No, he was saying no.
All All right, Mike, it's been a lot of fun.
Yep.
As
Thanks,
long as the connection
Mikey.
works like that, we can do this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can jump on. I know you have a ton of stories that you could tell, even though none of them we won't. I promise we won't put you on the spot to tell an interesting story.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just
I know.
you might want to come up with some like interesting talking points though.
And we're looking forward to that that other song you got.
Yeah, Lester song.
I'll definitely have to record that and get that to you guys.
Perfect.
I'm excited about learning about Lester and Comrade.
So,
Yeah.
so we also have a link to your Twitch feed on our Facebook, on our our website, simsandleon.com. So you can always go there. There's a tab at the top where it's for what's it called, partners, sponsorships,
Partners. And
partners, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It starts with partners, partners, contributors, and something else.
Yeah.
So if you tap on that, you'll find a link to Mikey's Twitch stream. You can easily get there. Give him a heart. It's a purple heart. Click on it. Get a follow, and that way you get alerts when he's going to be on next. And next time I get an alert that he's going to be on, a notification that he's going to be on, I will send a shout out on our Facebook page with the link as well.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. That'd be cool.
Cool.
Yeah. All right,
Trying to
cousin.
get that 20 live viewers.
There we go.
That 20 live
Get to
viewers.
20.
That's our goal. Let's see how
Get a
quickly
bottle of
we can get that
Jameson.
Jameson bottle.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Hit us up on the Facebooks.
Comrades.
Facebook at your mom's favorite podcast, simsandleon.com. You can find us on Spotify and iTunes. Just search for Sims and Leon.
And send some emails. SimsandLeon@gmail.com.
Okay. Bye.